He didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Good morning. Welcome in on this Friday to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross. Jason Ross, Chris Verlaud, who brought donuts in this morning. Chris, you're a hero.
I know I am.
Yeah.
I'm very humble, too.
Don't you feel heroic?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the best.
Probably.
That ever was.
Yeah.
To ever do it.
And once again, I'm the most humblest person you'll ever meet.
Yeah, exactly. I could tell. Good morning to you. Good morning to you all. Carmichael Dave, I say not with us today, but special guest coming up a little bit later in the show. Yeah, we are going to have Carmichael Dave on. Still not all the way there. It was one of those things you and I think the first day we heard he was sick, I was like, oh man, that's too bad. And then, well, it'd be great to have him back, but I don't want him in here if he's sick. And then yesterday, actually, he went the other way. Like it was a regression day. I think he's better today. But it's Friday. It's also, I think, the last thing any of us here, we don't have that many people here, but basically I would be in here in the room with him. You would see him all the time. I think it's best. And he's not 100% either. So, but we will hear from Carmichael Dave a little bit later in the show, which we look forward to that.
I know.
And maybe even his dad, who knows? Later this hour, coming up at around 6:30, Dave's going to check in. So he's up and at him already this morning. We wish him and nobody else in his family. He said he's done a good job of keeping quarantine. I think that's the one. Well, there's many things with what went on with COVID, but when people get sick now, I feel like everybody's radar is up, which probably should have been how we lived, right? But I'm trying to think of back in the day, it's like if someone in the house was sick, it's like, hey, don't use that glass. I used it. It's like that's all we're really.
Yeah, that was probably about it.
Hey, I used that fork. Like maybe you should wash it.
Probably should do that anyways.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I want to say we get smarter, but maybe we don't over time. I mean, just think about. I mean, I'm talking in a lot of people's listening's lifetime, or even just, I don't know, 50 years ago. Just some of the things parents did, people did, how we lived. Maybe in some sense it was better. Maybe our naivete was
when
better.
You were smoking your cigarette, you cracked the window, and that was healthier for the car.
It was, and then you also, while you weren't in a seatbelt and facing the wrong way and sitting, I
was hanging out with my family yesterday.
Yeah.
My cousin was telling me, she's like, oh, remember that trip to LA? I was like, oh, I didn't go with it. This is when we were real little, like 7 or 8. And she said, oh, we went in our uncle's truck. And it was a covered truck. I'm like, wait, you guys were in the bed of the truck? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, for how long? She goes, from here to LA.
Yeah.
We were in no seatbelts, no nothing.
I have 2 stories similar to that I wonder. Well, one, I don't know. I don't know what we were doing, what we were thinking. So you're at the age where you could, maybe we're seniors in high school, or maybe it was my freshman year of college. Don't know which, Chris, but whatever that age is, 18, 19, somewhere in there. And a couple of buddies decided to go for spring break. It was Lake Havasu. So I think it was college, maybe freshman year. But these were high school friends, but each of us were in college now. That's exactly it, freshman year. And my buddy had a truck that 3 of us could have sat in the front, but he drove the whole way. And the rotation between me and my other friend was one got shotgun and the other sat in a beach chair in the back of a truck, just facing back, sitting in the back. And we had the little sliding window open. And so you could, chat with everybody there, but you're just sitting back facing traffic. Totally normal, totally allowed, not illegal at the time. And you just go,
yikes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously nothing happened, but you just go, what could have happened? And the other one that's probably worse, I remember one of my brother's friends was going, my parents were separated, but I was I think I was in high school. But his buddy was going from Orange County to Los Angeles, and I needed to get up there to my dad's in LA. And he agreed to like pick me up and take me with him. I'm like, all right, I know my brother's friend, but not super well, but this will be whatever. It's 45-minute to an hour drive if everything goes right. He pulls up and his truck was a little small pickup, but he was moving, I think. And it was completely like there's no room in the front. The back is completely full. So Chris, I'm kind of wedged in the tire wheel well. Like I got myself to where I'm
what?
Yeah, I'm laying down in the back of the truck, but kind of pinched up against the truck wall and the wheel well, and I know my leg's sticking out. So if you're driving down like to me, I'm good because I don't know, I'm not seeing anything, and my head's just down. I'm just laying in the back of the truck, leg kind of up because I can't put it over the wheel well for, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. And I think my mom saw me get in there, like everything's like, yeah, he's good. What are we doing? True story.
Crazy.
Yeah. So you said you were with family yesterday.
That was absolutely insane.
You were with family yesterday. And some family members were questioning your Santa Day Parade / Home Alone memory.
Yeah.
What's going on?
She said it never happened. And
you're saying because it was her that got sick, that you never got a chance to go to the parade?
No. We went to the parade.
Oh, you never got a chance to see Home Alone?
Yes. It was going to be parade, Home Alone.
Okay.
And we went to the parade, and she threw up all in my mom's car. And then my mom, I said, like, it got all cleaned up. And I said to my mom, okay, now can we go see Home Alone? And she said, no, your cousin is sick. We can't go.
So your cousin hears you tell the story on the radio, and
she says that's not what happened. She said that never happened. She said it's a false memory. And she goes, oh, your mom doesn't remember it either. And I'm like, of course she doesn't remember. Like, that's not something you want to remember.
Yeah. But it had an impact on you. Yes. What does she say happened?
She said it never happened.
None of that happened.
She said none of that happened, but I know for a fact it happened because why else would I not have seen Home Alone in the movie theater?
I would have demanded it.
Yes.
And honestly, I don't think that.
And she goes, how do you remember it? You were 6 years old. I'm like, are you insane? Like at 6 years old, that day
becomes crystallized.
That was like the going to see the Avengers Endgame for all like these comic book nerds. Like, this is my moment. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this movie.
Yeah. And it's ruined by you getting sick. So that's interesting.
And then she said another thing. She said, like, oh, I would have remembered that. And I said, how would you have remembered that? Because you did it all the time. She would always get car sick and she would always throw up and it would always ruin everything.
Yeah. I think those are interesting things. Like, obviously, when someone remembers something from years ago, it did have an impact on them. When others get told about it and they're like, hey, I don't remember it that way. Well, maybe it just didn't stick with them but it obviously had an impact on you. So she's questioning your memory on that.
Yes.
All right. Yesterday, by the way, did you complete your task? You said you were going to see, what is it, Godzilla -1?
I did.
Okay. Review?
What, you want to give me stars? 1 out of 10?
I'll let you do the Christopher Lloyd movie review. So I don't know however you choose to review it.
You should see it.
It should be seen by me
should be seen.
And everybody listening.
If you're like into that type of, like if you like Godzilla, 100% see it right now. But it's a very good movie.
Okay. So
I think even if you don't like Godzilla, you would like the movie.
Is it good in a sense of the action and the
action, the story? So like it takes place like right after World War II.
Okay.
In Japan. So they're still like rebuilding from everything that happened.
So the plot's pretty good.
Yeah, the plot's very good.
Okay. And it was it a full theater?
Oh no.
It
was probably about 10 people.
Okay, so here's one question I especially like to ask you if you go to a movie, because if you was there any parts that were funny? Not really.
No.
Okay, because I was like, if it's funny and you're in a theater with 10 people, everybody would hear you laugh.
There's
but also movies that aren't funny, you laugh at.
Yes.
But this was more of a good movie.
Yes, very good movie.
Okay, so it's not you enjoyed it because it's so bad.
I enjoyed it because it's good.
Okay. So if you gave it stars out of 5 or out of 10, what would you get?
I would give it out of 5, 4.5 stars.
Okay, so really pretty good movie.
Yes.
All right. Who's in it, by the way? Any
It's all Japanese.
Okay. Interesting. So you really, really liked it.
Yes. One of my favorite Godzilla movies.
Honestly, I have no idea. And this is probably because there's no attachment to the brand. Like, how many Godzilla movies are there?
I think I read this was the 38th.
Wow.
And this is the 33rd from the Japanese studio.
Okay. Okay. But a thumbs up. 4.5
Yes.
stars, 8 out of 10, or whatever, 9 out of 10.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Interesting.
Joe Foft.
Oh, that's right.
He saw it
suggested
before
it.
me, and he really liked it.
And a couple of you out there before I know on our text line, if you've seen Godzilla -1, let us know. But a couple of people I know recommended it, said it was a must watch. So there you go. You were on that. Do you have any others coming up on your, like, that was the thing. Like, this used to be the time of year, like Christmas time. Like, there would be a summertime and Christmas. There'd just be a launch list of movies. You're like, oh, I got to see that. I want to see that one. I want to see that. I don't even really know. I don't know that we're still fully back from like the studios releasing a bunch of movies in the theater.
Well, they had the strike too.
That's true. Good point. Good point.
But Iron Claw, that's a movie I can't wait for.
What is that?
That's the movie about the Von Erich family,
Uh-huh.
the wrestlers.
Okay.
And like, if you know about the Von Erich family, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a downer.
And that's a theater one, or is
Yeah.
it? Okay. Interesting. Iron Claw. When's that coming out?
The 22nd.
Oh, so it's this holiday season.
Yes.
It's the Christmas movie of this
This
holiday
is not
season.
a feel-good movie.
Which doesn't bother you. You'd probably prefer.
Well, I know the story, so like I'm interested to see how they're gonna tell it. And it's from A24, whose movies are always amazing.
If you had a choice, I know you like comedies, but you also like dark horror type movies. Like, what kind of genre, if you could there's only one available to you, what are you watching?
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know. I mean, it's not a realistic scenario, but I mean, if a pool of comedy movies was available to you and a pool of, I don't even know what else to say it, like dark, because you're like, it's not necessarily like slash your heads off, but you like kind of like the dark suspense
Horror movies.
Yeah.
I'd probably do that.
That would be first choice.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. But Godzilla -1. Give it a thumbs up. Must see. A must see.
Must see. People will talk about it for decades.
They will be talking about this movie for decades. All right, break time for us here. When we come back, we got a busy show today. As we said, Carmichael Dave's going to check in here in the bottom of the hour. It'll be good to catch up with him. We also will have all our regular staples like leading off coming up. We're going to have 3 for Madness. We will have some predictions to make for the upcoming weekend as well in our Pick 6. And Kings basketball is back tonight. Thank goodness. We got all that plus Greg Papa at 9 with Niners at 9. Your fantasy lineups with Dave Richard, our Friday routine, and then Friday fun and games to wrap up the day. All that and more when we come back, though. It is leading off right here on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet, a Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Chrysler's Wrap Up the Year sales event?
This month, you can save up to $16,500 off MSRP on 2023 Ram 1500 Crew Cabs. With over 600 new Ram trucks available, your perfect new truck is waiting for you at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. Plus, no payments for 90 days.
Well, what about the last of those Dodge Chargers and Challengers?
This month, save up to $5,000 off MSRP and get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2023 Dodge Charger SXTs and Challenger GTs with no payments for 90 days.
This savings and financing won't last long. Search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet. Period. $16,500 total net savings after 10,261 factor rebates and 6,239 dealer discount. Sample VIN 699,991. Rebates include 1,000 case equipment cash. Must have purchased qualifying case equipment from authorized dealer and 500 first responder cash for members of the eligible First Responder Association only. No payments for 90 days on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. 5,000 total net savings after 5,000 dealer discount. Plus 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit through Chrysler Capital. Equals $1,389 per thousand borrowed. 10 at the net savings. See dealer for details.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Sabonis to Monk. Right wing feed. Lyles fakes the three. One dribble. Back to Monk. Oh, a deep 30-footer. Nothing but net. Wow! From way downtown. Malik Monk feeling it. How many times have we seen him? The first time he touches the ball, this was not the first time, but coming in and knocking down a deep three.
Oh, Sacramento Kings, we miss you. And you're back tonight as the Kings are in Phoenix to take on the Suns. First matchup of the year between the two teams. This is the schedule game that's been added after the Kings lost in the in-season tournament on Monday to New Orleans. But it's Kings and Phoenix Suns tonight. Tough matchup, tough game. Opportunity to get back on track. And after tonight, Kings will have played 20 games. Quarter of the season will be wrapped up. And some good and bad so far, I would say, in the first 20. More good, but, there's some things to work on, certainly for the team. Most of the part, they've lived above, the 500 mark, and that's important. But you just got to keep churning away and find pockets. They have that good win streak in there. Couple of game losing streak in there, some clunker losses. So they got some work to do. They can get it done right tonight, 6 o'clock right here on Sactown Sports, Kings and Phoenix Suns. We certainly will preview much more of that throughout the show, but glad to have the Kings back in action tonight. All right, let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Splash! Splash! Splash!
Scoring! Mark Boyle.
Scoring!
He's on that train here as of late, the Pacers radio voice. Yes, that splash you heard was the Indiana Pacers. They got it started with a big fourth quarter in Vegas. They move on. They will play Saturday in the championship to face the Los Angeles Lakers. So just to recap, yesterday on the show, I picked the Bucks and the Pelicans. Good job. Way to go. Missed on both. Good thing I was not in Vegas for that and betting on that one. That would have been an ugly one for me. But the Pacers got the win. Boy, did Tyrese Haliburton play well. He seemingly really wanted that game. They got it done. And then the Lakers, there was a point I was not watching it and was kind of checking on my phone out and about a little bit. Go, ooh, we got a good game here. And then the next time I checked it, it was over. Not literally, but the way they just trounced the Pelicans. That game I had the wrong read on. I thought the Pelicans, just the way they played here, I was really impressed by them. And that also little triangle of teams, if you connect the dots on why it's about matchups as much as anything in the league. I think we even had someone here yesterday when I mentioned it on the show. I said, boy, this matchup with the Kings and the Pelicans is really tough for them. And they said, I think what you're saying is why aren't you saying the Pelicans are better than the Kings? Well, they might be. I don't know how we prove that. On the head-to-head, they certainly are. Then you go Pelicans versus the Lakers. The Lakers smashed them. Well, the Kings have beaten the Lakers twice. Are the Kings better than the Lakers? Maybe. But I don't know. You have to play out a season. I think, and I'm going to stay with my stance I've said about the Western Conference from the get-go. I said I think there's probably 10, 11, 12 teams that can finish first to 12th. I mean, really. And people are like, you think the Kings can finish first? Yep. You think the Kings can finish 12th? Yep. I do. I really, really do. And I said, and to the point now, before the season, and the season's not over, but before the season, would people have picked Minnesota to be in first right now? I don't think so. They got the best record going. They look like they're a really good team. At least they're in a really good stretch. So are they the best in the West? Record-wise, they are. I wouldn't pick them to win the finals, but today, maybe I'll think differently after 40 games, 60, 80 games when we get to the playoffs. So you got to let it play out. I don't think you can make blanket statements. I think you could look at matchups and present what's difficult for teams. But all that being said, you've got the Pacers and the Lakers in the first ever in-season tournament title, playing for that on Saturday. Should be fun for those teams. Should be fun for the league. I enjoyed the crossover elements that they had last night. So some good and some tweaks still to be made, I think, for the in-season tournament. But all in all, I would say that has been a big-time success. All right, let's get to question 3.
Cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
On the right hash of the 24. Zappi over play. Throws it left. Henry in the end zone. Makes the catch. Dives in. Touchdown.
Patriots! 3 touchdowns by number 4 tonight. Bailey Zappi has come to play, baby. You may have your quarterback right now for the rest of the year. Case closed.
You may, but case closed. Do you think we'd be hearing those words put together, Chris? Bailey Zappi may be your quarterback the rest of the year.
That reminds me of Bill Walton calling the Kings Oklahoma City Thunder game in Arco when they were just trash, saying, "Print out your playoff tickets now."
I enjoyed working with Bill Walton so much.
Oh, me too.
He was hilarious.
I think if he was calling the games now, it would be like, come on, we have to get to the game. They're doing pretty good, but he was perfect for the time.
For the time where they were, and just when I'm just sitting here going, I don't know that you can do absolutes. He is Mr. Absolute, and would do it on a way. I mean, some of the stuff he would say, I would just openly laugh. Like when I had the privilege to do, we had more games with him as, pre, half, and post, and he was kind of around the radio /TV for a season. But when I did play-by-play with him for the one time for a Kings-Lakers game, so much fun and such a journey all over the place. And you just have to be patient, let him shine, find your time to fit in. And he was classic. And where I talk about the grand statements that he would make, there was one where Francisco Garcia threw an inbound pass, and I think he called it the worst inbound in the history of the game. And you're going, all right, hyperbole much? I mean, it's like the worst inbound in the history of the game. It was a bad pass, but it didn't cost the team the game. It wasn't the game 7 of the finals. Just a regular old Kings and Lakers game. And it was the worst inbound in the history of the game. He's truly a treasure.
But to watch Steve Nash feed the post, that is a clinic, a thing of beauty. That is Picasso. That is Monet. That is Michelangelo. That is Leonardo. That is Einstein. Steve Nash getting it done here. We are privileged. We are in the presence of greatness. And you too, Jason.
134 left.
Yeah, exactly. What do you say? I got lumped into that. He knew he was going down a road. He's like, yeah, it's you as well. My goodness. Yeah, so we're calling the Patriots announcer the Bill Walton of the NFL.
He's not that good.
He's not that good. Congrats, I guess, to New England for getting the win, opening up Week 14. I wasn't really excited for that game. I was surprised that New England won. I also picked the Steelers. I had a good night in my predictions, that's for sure. We will have more predicting to do later in the show. When we come back, though, we're going to check in with our guy, Carmichael Dave. We'll see how he's doing, how he's feeling. He's going to join us via the phone here. That's all straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
It's that time of year again. Sactown Sports is welcoming Santa back to town for the 40th annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 9th in downtown Sacramento. Grab the family and join us as we celebrate Santa's arrival with marching bands, superheroes, cheer squads, and more. Parade starts at 10 a.m. at 14th and N.
We'll see you Saturday, December 9th in downtown for the Santa Parade with Shriners Children's Northern California, California National Guard, and Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning. Get more information at SactownSports.com.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how?
Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
You don't just provide cookie-cutter portfolios?
No. We tailor our clients' portfolios to their goals and needs.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We're a fiduciary, the highest standard of care for a financial advisor. It means we're obligated to act in our client's best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep, we have one transparent management fee structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Sounds like you really look out for your clients.
We do, because our priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. That might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
A couple of weeks ago, I had the honor to enjoy a conversation with PGA Tour player and U.S. Open winner Jim Furyk, who's also the first to shoot 58 in a PGA Tour event. We talked about junior golf, his experiences on tour, and plans for the future. He also revealed his commitment to a new golf shoe manufactured by Box Toe Golf. I took notice because when a person makes his living playing golf, he looks for advantages in preparation, equipment, and certainly his shoes, which are the only contact with the ground. Box Toe is a premium brand specializing in handcrafted leather golf shoes designed for players who demand quality, style, and performance. With full-grain leather upper and soft leather linings, the shoes offer unmatched comfort. They're a perfect blend of classic style and modern design. If Box Toe Legacy golf shoes and belts are good enough for Jim Furyk, they're good enough for me. Learn more at boxtoegolf.com. That's your golf to go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
All right, back here on the show, Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, and look who we got here on the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Our guy, Carmichael Dave. Good morning, Dave.
Hey, good to hear Smashing Pumpkins bringing us back. That background, we started that as a joke. The background on the YouTube. I've got you guys up on the TV right now. It actually with the 5 starters behind you, Jason. I think it actually kind of works.
Yeah, it looks like they're just kind of checking in on things and watching over us.
It's like they have your back. If someone doesn't like something, boom, there's Domas yelling at somebody or De'Aaron just kind of looks like he's going to be watching and directing people on who to fight. You know?
Yes. Yeah.
It's nice. How are you? Miss you guys. God, this sucks. It's stupid. Hello, everybody in the chat and on the text line. And, I'm always trying to check in and whatever. And, being sick is stupid and should be a federal crime.
It all stemmed from, I think, you going over. I know you were claiming those were statements in the harassment meeting. Do you think it's because you had two of them that this happened?
Wait, hold on. I'm very medicated up. Are you inferring that I asked questions during the meeting?
Well, Chris, what was the verdict here?
You asked a question. It wasn't towards the person leading the meeting, but it was towards someone that made a statement, and then you said, well, what does that matter to blah, blah, blah?
I feel like it was what I was doing, to be clear, it was a clarification statement designed to get rid of confusion so that we could move on. The problem is our guy Noodles was a question sprinkler.
Yeah.
And finally, and I don't know if this is, I don't feel like this is in the spirit of the harassment thing, but I actually had to physically threaten him at one point.
Both of us physically threatened him.
Yeah, we both had to lay down the lumber that, dude, let's go ahead and relax on the questions, bro.
And it was one of those things of he's like, oh no, I'm just trying to help. And we're like, shut up.
That's exactly what it was. And he kept awkwardly laughing at the weirdest times. And it's just not somebody I love him, but you can't have him in your foxhole when you're trying to be mischievous. He's the guy that's going to laugh, and next thing you know, the grenade comes down the hole. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gives away your position.
Yeah.
So anyway.
So how are you feeling of today at this moment? You feeling a little bit better? Because yesterday, oh man, I was talking to you. Did not sound good.
No, dude. Yes. At first, I thought it was just gonna be like a one-day thing, and then yesterday it was like, boom, like just you're done. I haven't been that sick since I had COVID, and by the way, it's not COVID, or at least 3 tests have said it's not COVID. And then, you know how it goes, like when you're, I hope I'm coming down the bend on this one, like just since I talked to you, when did we talk to you? It's like 5 a.m. or something like that. And just since I was like, well, yeah, I'd be in if I wasn't for getting people sick. Like, I think I'd muster, I'd come in, but like I'm sitting here right now, and I know as soon as 7 o'clock hits, because I'll hang with you if you'll have me for a couple segments, then I'm going to crash. I'm going to take the blue. I have the orange and the blue liquid, and I know that the orange stuff that my wife gives me makes me awake, and the blue stuff makes me go to sleep. So I'm going to take the blue stuff, and all I'm doing, like for the last 3 days, is I am so done with tea, dude. Like, I have horked down so much, like, peppermint tea, green tea, chamomile tea, vitamin D, something that has, I think it's called euthanasia that she gives me.
You drinking
that doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. She wants the policy, but like all these, like, and they're these big honking, like, you never notice, like, the vitamin pills they're giant. And so like I don't have the largest throat, don't, Chris. And like swallowing these giant pills, I've had to like hack up a couple of them just because they get caught sideways. It's not cool, man. But you get a lot of ice cream. Yeah. So that's kind of.
Yeah. So how have you been spending your time? I'm thinking of a sick Carmichael Dave. Has it mainly just been obviously just sleeping?
Yeah, a lot of sleeping. And you know this, Jason. Like, if you get like 5-6 hours during the course of the week, you're dialed. And my body, like yesterday, I talked to you, and then we text or whatever in the morning. I woke up at 1:45. And I think I just got up to, because you got to use the bathroom every 4 flipping hours because all the tea you're drinking, right? So other than that, I'm just crashed out. We're really good about quarantining at my house. I will give the family credit for that. Like, we straight up, like, wear mask, like, don't go near anyone. So, like, it's my turn. Mason was sick about 3 weeks ago. It's the same for him. Like, you're stuck in the room. Melissa sleeps on the couch. They leave you your stuff at the door, So it's been a lot of, when I'm awake, a lot of Deep Space Nine reruns. I've been able to get custody of Gus from time to time, so I at least have some sort of company. and all that dude is interested in is whatever I'm eating. He does not care that I'm sick. So watching the games, I did watch last night's games. I got to do that. Yeah, so that's about it, dude.
How is the prices right these days?
Honestly, hold on. Sorry, I don't have a dump button. Hold on. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. Hi. I have not checked in. I can't do game shows anymore. Like, I'm not. It doesn't do anything for me. Honest to God, if I do a game show, it's Jeopardy. But now you can, like, but my wife tapes them all. So, like, now you can just go back through. I would like them to bring back Pressure Luck. Or wait, did they bring back Pressure Luck?
That's back.
Yeah, how was it? Anyone watch it?
No, I just know it's back. I think who hosts it is Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, intrigued, huh?
Huge fan of Elizabeth
Of Cocaine Bear fame?
Yes, of Cocaine Bear fame. And maybe that's what's going on in the show. I don't know. I haven't watched it since I forgot who what was the old host's name years ago?
Pressure
Peter
Luck?
Peter something. Peter Tamarkin.
Yeah, it was the guy with the brown. Yeah, it was the guy. It was the Richard Dawson wannabe with the brown hair.
Yeah, Peter Tamarkin.
Wow, good pull, dude. Last time I remember watching Pressure Luck, it wasn't really watching Pressure Luck. It was that documentary of the guy that cheated Pressure Luck. Do you remember that? Where like he won, like he figured out the pattern of the and like won like $100 billion, and they caught him and didn't want to pay him.
Oh, really?
No, that's a real thing. Like it's out there. Look for it. Some dude.
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix.
Yeah, he's just like
he figured out the pattern.
Like,
good for him. He broke the system. He shouldn't get penalized for that.
That was the whole thing. Is they were like, well, hold on, it doesn't expressly say you can't figure out the pattern. And then the network didn't want to pay him, and there was this big old thing. And I don't know, somebody won an Oscar. I have no idea what happened.
YouTubers say they're watching it all the time. Whammies are still hilarious. It's worth your time.
Okay, yeah. All right. I'll watch the whammies. Better. By the way, it's a better angle for Chris. By the way, now I feel like the camera's a little bit closer on him, though. It still looks like Jason, you're visiting him. You got visitation rights. And you're gonna Jim Carrey pressure nipple up on the glass. Billy.
Doesn't mean that hasn't happened. He did bring in donuts today. You missed that today, Dave.
Oh, Maurice.
Yes.
Come on. Man.
Yeah.
I thought you might be back today.
How much has Pat still been making fun of me this week? I know he's had a few. I guarantee you, Pat said something. Hasn't he?
Well, no. I think here's where we could get before we break here, and we're gonna have another segment.
The
with
whole crew did make fun of you when I showed them question 2 of 3 for Madness.
Yeah, can you explain your premise behind? You wrote 3 for Madness, which you didn't have to do. You're not even going to be a part of this today. But Chris and I looked at it going, "Wow."
Okay.
We should read the question at least because I don't know that
I'll
it's
give
going
it
to
away.
air. Yeah.
No, that's fine since Chris doesn't want to do it. It's what we call a setup question. So it's based on Sean McDermott's thing, the Bills coach. And like we've had this conversation on the air before, so maybe it only works for me. For example, like, hey, when's it okay to make references about Hitler? And the answer is it's never okay. So the premise of the question really is just a setup, like, hey, when's it okay to make 9/11 analogies when motivating your team? The answer is it's never okay to make 9/11 analogies when motivating your team. And might I add, being that you're technically the only football team in the state of New York, you probably don't want to do that there either. So I wrote that, and Chris kind of raised his eyebrow, which I get, but in my Vicks Vapo Rub world right now, it seems like a perfectly logical question.
What was the feedback, Chris, you were getting when you shared that with the group down the hall?
A lot of laughing while saying, "Oh my God, why are you asking that?"
Okay, hold on. Did you take that as like Carmichael Dave being like, all right, so we know Sean McDermott screwed up, but when is it okay to use 9/11 house? No, it's never okay. Like, here's the volleyball. No, you can't ever make 9/11 Hitler. Like, there's like, you can count on one hand the analogies you can never make. Those are definitely on the Mount Rushmore of things you don't ever want to use to motivate people.
3 for Madness is a moment where I'm supposed to bring up a question that will get you talking and get you thinking and debating.
I mean,
were you just expecting? No. Question 3.
Yeah. What if, Dave, the answer, like the question's read, you kind of say it's never okay, and then all of a sudden I had like breakdown points of when it's okay. Would that have been a stunner?
I feel, yes.
Coach Frank Johnson in 2012 actually made a very good point.
Yes.
I feel like I trusted you and knew you well enough to know that the answer would be a hard no. But you're right. If like all weekend long I'm seeing tweets on Awful Announcing where Jason Ross is like, well, here's the 4 times it's okay.
Yeah. And I've got a list, and this is when it's acceptable. My goodness.
All right. Well, you guys are going to fill in whatever the other question is. Let me just say for the record, it's never okay to make 9/11 references, Sean McDermott. Jeez. By the way, guys, I won't be.
I'm not afraid to say it.
Will he lose his job?
Well, that might happen anyway.
Right, that's my thing. Will this be the cake on the icing that loses him his job? I wonder. And honest to God, I'm suspicious about this stuff. You guys, part of the story. I know we got a break. This happened 4 years ago. So I'm sitting here and I'm going, who leaked this right now?
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Timing is everything. Yeah. Speaking of timing, we do have to break. We will break. We'll come back. We'll have another segment with Dave. And we got to get him back drinking. What is it, the blue or the orange liquid? Which antifreeze are you drinking right now?
We're going blue after this. After next segment, we're going blue, and then see you later, alligator.
Night. All right, we'll talk about some things, including the Kings finally back in action. We got Dave with us. One more segment that is straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season?
Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995?
Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
It's the Season of Performance event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton and Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton and Price in your corner. When you call Ashton and Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real live person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think happy Honda days. Let's explain. Happy is a good thing. We all like happy. Honda stands for quality, reliability, comfort, design, peace of mind, value at resale, and a lot more feel-good words. Days is how long you have left to take advantage of Elk Grove Honda's year-end clearance underway right now. Elk Grove Honda is located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or visit us at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Whitey here reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Give your family a real treat. Bring out all the flavors of the holidays with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill is turning me into a pro. Napoleon Grills has features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, complete with a lifetime warranty. I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Just go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills. Now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories for the holidays.
waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sactown Sports.
All right, back here on the show, Jason Ross. We got Carmichael Dave chiming in here as we appreciate him getting on the mend. Let's hope for Carmichael Dave is getting better to recovery, but we got him for a couple of segments. Our second one here with Dave. Dave, Kings are back in action finally tonight. Feels like it's been forever since they lost to the Pelicans.
Yeah, and super awesome to tire out the Pelicans for last night. That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. We hate the cup now, right? The in-season tournament's awful.
I mean, what have we won? 5 of 6 against the Lakers, and then the Pelicans go there and just completely crap the bed, dude. It wasn't like I could see them last fine. You lose matchups, styles make fights, whatever. They got absolutely embarrassed, and especially Zion. You'd think he'd want to be in Vegas longer. Now it's we the Pacers did their part, guys. We were joking about it earlier, but we were. I really think one win because I think we beat the Lakers. If we beat all we had to do is beat the Pelicans at home, and we'd be sitting here. Kings versus Pacers, and I got to be honest, I'm completely split. Like, part of me is like, let's go, and the other part of me is like, oh my god, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people right when it like the final 8 was like, oh, it'd be great if there's Kings Pacers. I'm like, I don't think that was the matchup I was necessarily looking forward to, but now that the way the Pacers are playing, the way Tyrese Haliburton is playing, it would have been fun to see that. But I'm with you a little bit too, Dave, where the whole Tyrese thing is a tricky one for me because I really, really like him. And just because of the social media narrative, every time he plays great, it doesn't have to be this emphatic statement of Kings got fleeced. And it's like, can he be great? And we leave it at that he's great. And the Kings did just fine on their end, but I guess we can't. And so you're right. We would have been a here we go kind of situation. And guess what? The winner wouldn't have won the trade, but I think some people would have felt that way.
That's 100% what it would have been. The trade bowl.
Yeah,
it would have all been about that. It would have been nonstop all week. It would have been nothing but comparisons and the trade and this and that. I was watching last night though, and I was thinking this about Tyrese. Like, I mean this with like all love and respect, but is he kind of? It's not an exact analogy, Sean McDermott, but it is. Is Tyrese Haliburton kind of like? Is he kind of like in Nikola Jokic of point guards? And let me explain. Like, I'm watching him last night, and like, look, anybody in the NBA, here's the disclaimer: anyone in the NBA is a world class athlete, and like they're awesome and whatever. But like, he does nothing athletically that stands out. His handle doesn't look insane. His speed doesn't blow you away like Fox. He shoots like Sean Marion's kid. It's like Sean Marion and Kevin Martin had a baby, and that was Tyrese Haliburton. But yet you look, and he doesn't do anything surface-wise that blows you away. And you look up, and the dude has like 26 and 12 with 0 turnovers.
Yeah.
He's just like this master of fundamental and IQ and obviously athleticism. But I was thinking about it last time, like, God, he is kind of a weird player in nothing but good ways, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about who was in Vegas, like athletic freaks like Zion, like LeBron, like AD to a sense, Giannis, and here's Tyrese Haliburton, might have been the best player on the floor in the 2 games, and he does. I mean, I think his superpower when he was here too, we saw his instincts are incredible.
That's the thing. It's not just his IQ, Jason. I mean, that doesn't do him justice. Obviously, he has like a 1600s on the SAT IQ when it comes to the NBA, but it's just also like you look at him and like he doesn't have an individual skill that jumps off the page for you, but he puts it all together, and he's like quite possibly the best point guard in the NBA right now.
Yeah, and I think you kind of do it in a different way. I mean, I think if you're measuring point, like it's weird. I think Steph, we had the debate like that was kind of thrown around this summer, Steph or Magic Johnson, and I just have. This is my own probably flaw, Dave. Steph, I guess, is point guard, but I just think of him as a scorer. But he's got incredible handles. He's an assist guy. Where I don't know, Tyrese to me has always felt like a point guard. Doesn't mean one's right or wrong, and it's just a weird positionless basketball really has crept into the sport. But like if you're labeling point guards, I mean, Steph and Fox and Tyrese and, just you can go down the list, but like they all kind of do it a little bit differently.
I couldn't agree with you more. Like Steph is an outlier, and like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is, he's a scorer more than anything, and a great scorer at that. And my whole thing was, like I feel like I need to write this like thesis on the trade, which no one will pay attention to and still argue because they want to. But it's just such a dumb argument. Like, I have no problems acknowledging. Like, and by the way, it doesn't mean it's true, but just for the sake of argument, like, okay, Tyrese Haliburton's the best player in that trade. Tyrese is better than De'Aaron. Tyrese is better than Domantas Sabonis. Let just for the sake of argument, let's say that's true. Like, what people always forget is they're like, well, Haliburton or Fox, as you know, they weren't playing well together. Fox wasn't tradable. That trade wasn't going to happen. And what they never look at is the trade was basically Tyrese Haliburton for De'Aaron Fox and Domantas Sabonis, at least what we see now. And when you put it in that category, you add losing Buddy Hield and that salary and all the other stuff they did. Like, we're not where we are right now. And let's say it was just Tyrese Haliburton and Fox and Sabonis were over on the Pacers. Okay, who's he hooking up with, dude? Keegan? Like, is that a better team? It's just like such an asinine argument, but it's this world we live in, Jason. Like, you can't just say, well, they both won the trade. Like, that's boring. That's like a draw. It's like a tie. Like, nobody wants that. It's like kissing your sister.
Well, and the other part of it that I've now started to wonder is, I mean, Tyrese has just become this incredible player. We all know what Sabonis has done, and he's been great too. But like, I could picture. Let's take another scenario, kind of like what you just did, Dave. Let's say the Kings won the championship this year, and Tyrese kept having the year that he's having, and is, right now I'd say he's an MVP candidate, and they make the playoffs. But the Kings won the championship. I feel like even in that comparison, people are like, well, Fox. It was more Fox than Sabonis, or was that was there? Sabonis is a better team. Again, I feel like people are going to constantly poke holes in whichever scenario you're trying to defend, one way or the other. And it's like, I don't know. At some point, I just hope we're done with the comparison. Each team did just great. Everybody's fine with this.
Isn't it funny, too, that like the Tyrese Haliburton trade argument has kind of come at the end of the Luka Bagley thing where like, we're always going to have some dumb argument that we have to like have. Like, who's it going to be next? Like when Monty trades Keegan Murray this year. Joking, I'm saying though. And then like, what are we always going to have this? I feel like this is the Steve Bartman thing. Like, everybody blames Steve Bartman for everything until the Cubs won the World Series. Like, this is just going to go until we are consistently contending for a finals appearance. We just have to deal with it.
Yeah. The other part I wondered about that too is, at some point, I don't know that Indiana wants to move on ever from Tyrese Haliburton, but what if they did? And then is that what it takes? Kind of like when Marvin officially left the Kings. It's like, is that when the Luka thing ended? It's like, I don't know why it took that, because I don't think anybody's arguing that the Kings even remotely came close in winning that, but it just now it feels like that's gone. I don't know what it's going to take for this to be gone.
Well, I thought it was going to be gone because Sabonis was never going to re-sign in Sacramento.
Yeah.
And then they re-signed. And by the way, maybe it's over when Fox or Sabonis leave. I mean, on the other end as well.
Yeah.
You don't know. I will say this. I think Tyrese Haliburton, let me ask you this. Is Tyrese Haliburton the biggest national basketball star?
No.
Drafted by Sacramento since DeMarcus Cousins?
I don't know that he's bigger than Fox.
I feel like right now in the NBA world,
he is.
He is, but maybe it's fleeting. But right now, he really does feel like he is the backcourt Jokic in the sense that he is a numbers darling.
Yeah.
And everyone seems to like the whole looking at his watch thing yesterday and all that. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. Well,
I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. It's like I don't want to find myself like, oh man, I hope they lose because of it. I'm like, no, I like Tyrese too much. Well, Dave, I know you need to get back to getting your rest. We appreciate checking in with you. Hopefully everything is good this weekend, and we have you back in studio on Monday.
Yeah, guys, thanks so much for covering this week. I know with, Mr. Delicate Flower with the migraines and all that crap, but sick is a whole different world. So it always feels like letting the team down when I'm not there. You know, it kills me. So I appreciate everything you guys are doing. And Greg Papa and Dave Rich are going to start getting a complex. I think I've missed like 3 of their last 5 appearances. So give them kisses and hugs for me. And have a great weekend. I know you got a huge show the rest of the way. And Friday Fun and Games, I'm going to try to take a nap now and set my alarm so I can at least be up for that.
There you go. All right, Dave, thank you. We'll talk to you this weekend.
All right, fellas. Take care.
All right, that's Carmichael Dave. I should have done it in Dave fashion and hung up on him, but I just put him on hold, but he's already gone. We appreciate him. Hopefully he gets better soon, and we'll have him back next week. All right, coming up, 7 o'clock hour, we got 3 for Madness. We will hear from Dave Richard, get your fantasy advice for the crunch time here. A lot of teams getting close to the playoffs. If you're not there yet, maybe it's in the next week or 2 for your fantasy leagues. But the NFL got started yesterday. We did have a somewhat entertaining game, a surprisingly entertaining game yesterday. We'll look back at the Steelers and Patriots and look ahead to the Niners and Seahawks. That's all coming up next on Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL?
Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Expect a cool but a dry start to the day. May see some patches of fog, but the fog will lift pretty much as we head through the afternoon. Looking bright and breezy, highs today, low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than during our year-end clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at Fire Wings with some bullet points for you to remember so you can be a professional fire wing eater. Like Wings Day Wednesday, 88-cent wings each and every Wednesday. 3 flavor lineup includes 7 classic wing flavors, 7 dry rub wing flavors, 7 fusion wing flavors. It's the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Go to firewings.com or download the app, find a location near you, order online, earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
My name is Jim Conroy, and I'm the CEO at Boot Barn. Family and the holidays go hand in hand, and they impact our lives in incredible ways. As the hardest working people I've ever met, my parents' impact brought me to Boot Barn, where community comes first, and togetherness and heritage are celebrated. This holiday, as we reflect on the past and look forward to the future, we thank you for further impacting our lives and being a part of the Boot Barn family.
This year, Staples wants everyone to have a happy Hali deal. That's right, Hali deal. Staples Hali deals are amazing savings on hot holiday tech. Great prices on laptops, game systems, earbuds, and more. And now at Staples, you can save up to $350 on select PCs. During Staples Hali deals, it's not about the fa-la-la. It's about saving moo-la-la. Save up to $350 on select PCs today at Staples. Ends 12/23. In store only. See associate for details.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Well, hello there. It's Santa Claus, and I'm checking my list to see who's been naughty or nice.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Santa. About that list, I've been a little bit naughty this year.
Oh, my. Naughty boys get a lump of coal in their stocking, you know.
Yeah, lump of coal. But guess what, Santa? Elk Grove Kia came to the rescue.
Elk Grove Kia? What do they have to do with your naughty deeds?
Well, Santa, they gave me a great deal on a new Kia, the highest-rated mass-market vehicle in J.D. Power's U.S. dependability study.
What?
No lump of coal for me this year, old man.
A Kia, you say?
Yeah,
Well, what about your challenged credit?
Well, Santa, unlike you, Elk Grove Kia doesn't judge guys like me. They looked beyond my troubled past and still sold me a fine new Kia. Look.
Well, I never...
Sorry, Santa, but Elk Grove Kia has your sled beat this year. So while you're busy with the lumps of coal, I'll be cruising in style in my new Kia.
Okay, I suppose Elk Grove Kia is on the nice list this year.
Naughty or nice, Elk Grove Kia believes everyone deserves a second chance. Elk Grove Kia, spreading joy, one car at a time, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
This holiday season, Good Guys Heating and Cooling is turning up the warmth and spreading joy with our Toys for Tune-Ups promotion. Schedule your tune-up or troubleshooting appointment, and with a donation of a new unwrapped toy at the time of your service, we'll waive the fee. It's our way of giving back and making a difference in the lives of local children who might not have the Christmas that every child deserves. All toys will benefit Children's Hope, a wonderful local foster charity right here in Sacramento. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling at 530-GOOD-AIR to schedule your appointment, or book online at goodguysheatingcooling.com. Happy holidays from the Good Guys family. License number 1057618.
KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Anxious to see coming up on 3 for Madness what we replace question 2 with after a talkie with Carmichael Dave. Yeah, we are removing that one, that's for sure. But thanks for him checking in with us. Certainly still under the weather, but he'll be back with us next week. Still to come in this hour, CBS Sports, fantasy football expert Dave Richard will help us and help you. If you've got fantasy questions, you can certainly put them in the chat or on our text line at 339-1140. 916-339-1140. We appreciate that. He'll join us at around 7:30. And still to come at Niners at 9. Greg Papa, the radio voice of your San Francisco 49ers, fresh off that win over the Eagles. And we'll look ahead to the Seahawks this weekend. But the NFL got started last night. Remember when Jim Harbaugh was coach of the 49ers? And I saw he still does this with Michigan after they won the other day. And he's on the podium there as they're on their way to that number 1 ranking, and he shouted in front of the crowd there at the Big Ten Championship and to his team, and did his famous Jim Harbaugh, "Who's got it better than us?" And then everybody chanted, "Nobody."
Dork.
Well, right now in the NFL, who's got it worse than the Pittsburgh Steelers. People do. They are people and teams. But Pittsburgh, the last 2 weeks, they were 7-4 going into home games with Arizona and New England. They lost to Arizona over the weekend. Short week, but at home. And this happened to them last night.
On the right hash of the 24. Zappi off a play. Throws it left. Henry in the end zone. Makes the catch. Dives in. Touchdown. Patriots.
3 touchdowns by number 4 tonight. Bailey Zappi has come to play, baby. You may have your quarterback right now for the rest of the year. Case closed.
Case closed.
Scoring.
They had 3 touchdowns. They didn't score a point in their home game this last weekend against the Chargers. They had 21 early on, were able to hang on 21-18, but they had to hang on at the end to decide this one in Pittsburgh.
Pickens is split to the right. Johnson on the outside left. The snap to Trubisky, backing up. Throws a long ball deep down the left side for Johnson, and the pass is incomplete. With Jonathan Jones stride for stride. And again, the Steelers take a deep shot down the left sideline with 1:55 to go.
What a dumb offense. What a dumb, stupid call.
Wow. They changed coordinators, so I guess it wasn't the court. What a dumb offense. They were down 21-3 midpoint of the second quarter to the New England Patriots. Got a touchdown before the half. Got that fourth quarter score and the 2-point conversion. Still about, 10 minutes, 11 minutes left in that game when they made it 21-18. And Pittsburgh ends up losing for New England. Sure, win number 3. I don't know. I mean, I commend them. You still play. You don't want to give up. You don't want to. I mean, they're not going anywhere. The 3-10 is still a really bad team. But here's Bill Belichick. Let's hear what he mumbles about here after the win.
Happy for the team, happy for the coaches. Like I said, it was a short week, not much sleep this week, but they put a lot into it, and it's very satisfying to see the results that we had today.
And that's it. I mean, look, I'm poking fun. Look, they're 3-10 now. It's not a good team. They have had an awful year. I don't know that Bailey Zappi's the quarterback of the future, but he had a good day. I mean, I'm not going to diminish that. Actually, you know who else played well was Ezekiel Elliott. Remember him? Remember Zeke? He had a good game. And New England, this is the reminder that, look, everybody's still a professional. Everybody still competes. Competition drives people. Competition drives these people. And what I mean by these people, athletes, coaches, front office people, decision makers in sports. That is genuinely the biggest motivator. Certainly there's other things, where you play, style of team you're on, what city you play in, and money. But I think in the end, when you've made it through these levels, whether it's being from all the different levels you play, being generally probably the best player, the competition of getting better, of seeing how far your limits can take you. New England just kept going. And so they got a win. They beat the Steelers. So Pittsburgh, again, loses to at home in back-to-back games. Sunday, a bad loss. They have that weather issues, those couple of game weather-related delays in that one with Arizona, but lost that one. And the bounce back was supposed to be this one. It's like, okay, you could maybe handle that loss, but now you've done 2 in a row, and from 7-4 to 7-6. If you look at Pittsburgh's remaining schedule, Colts, Bengals, Seahawks, Ravens. I thought this was a team that was going to make the playoffs. In fact, before the year, I had the entire division of the AFC North making the postseason, and for a while it looked like that might happen. But now some of the self-inflicted wounds, certainly by Pittsburgh, the injury to Cincinnati is making things a little bit more difficult for those two teams. Even the injuries to the Browns, too. Ravens are the ones that are the front runner of that division at the moment. Here's a Mike Tomlin talking postgame.
Where do you guys go from here? What is the direction?
We get ready for our next opportunity next week. It's what we always do. Obviously, this stings, but we'll be back.
So, Pittsburgh's in that spot where I think they've got a really good defense. They've got some good skill players. They still have a quarterback issue. And I know maybe their answer is it's Kenny Pickett. Well, he was hurt. You go to Mitch Trubisky. That's why you have what you think is a capable backup. I'm just not a big Mitch Trubisky fan. And maybe he is a career backup now and in a pinch. But he should be a guy in a pinch that was drafted high, that played a lot of games, started for Chicago for years. That's a game you got to find a way to win. You've got to win. And they had their opportunities to do it, got off to a bad start, couldn't regroup. And so Pittsburgh now, 2 damaging losses in a row. New England and Arizona are going to do nothing with those wins except put one more in the win column. But Pittsburgh will look back, if they miss the postseason, on these back-to-back weeks, right? There's other opportunities throughout the year. Remember when, we have all these weeks to get ready for week 1 of the NFL, and we were doing so much of a breakdown of Pittsburgh and their preseason offensive numbers. In 5 drives or whatever it was with Kenny Pickett, they scored 6. They'd scored on every drive, touchdowns at the end of every drive. Niners, this will be a tough opening week. And when the 49ers got to Pittsburgh, they just dismantled them in the first half. I mean, a near perfect half. And you're like, well, so much for those offensive numbers about Pittsburgh. And offense has been their problem. And I think they've got good receivers, but not great. I think Najee Harris is a good running back, but not great. Kenny Pickett's good, but not great. Maybe not even good at times. And they've fired the coordinator. I just feel like they haven't kind of found that groove since, obviously, it hasn't been that long since they had Roethlisberger. There were a couple years there where Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, like they were as legit of an offense that the NFL had. And that's long missing from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So week 14 got started with that last night. We're going to talk more throughout the show, too, certainly about the San Francisco 49ers as they host Seattle. They can't be in that situation where they get caught up in this game and get lose sight, lose focus. You don't want to fall into that trap game at all. And have that approach where we're in a chase to win the NFC West, which seems like a formality, but you can really secure that with a win this week. But really, more importantly, a chase to be the 1 seed. And the benefits of the 1 seed by getting the bye, one less game, the only team with a bye, and everything would have to go through you at home. I mean, that gives you the best chance. Doesn't mean they can't get there as a 2 or 3 or 4 seed. But, again, this is kind of a Super Bowl or bust year for the 49ers, and it sure looks like when they're right, they're more closer to that Super Bowl winning team. All right, there you go. We've got a little thought on the NFL. More to come again at the bottom of the hour. CBS Sports fantasy football expert Dave Richard will join us. But next, 3 questions, 3 answers, including a new question, too, for us on our 3 for Madness format brought to you by Fire Wings. We've got that next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
It's Carmichael Dave with a Fire Wings announcement. The Floor and Road location now serves pizza, and oh my goodness, it's so good. Don't forget the Wings Day Wednesday lineup, 88-cent wings every Wednesday. You got 21 delicious flavors to choose from and the perfect fast casual eating establishment for the entire family. Save time and order online. Go to firewings.com or download the app. Find a location near you, order online, and earn rewards. Fire Wings, just wing it.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, again, 3 for Madness, brought to you by our friends at Fire Wings. 21 delicious flavors of wings and partial to the peanut butter flavor. All of them, though, are great. You can't go wrong. And amazing choices, too. Good variety, good place, good locations all throughout our area. Check out Fire Wings. Just wing it. Christopher Law, what do you got?
Question number 1, what sporting event are you most excited about this weekend?
And weekend counts tonight, right? Friday night?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. We've had some people debate this. We used to have a person that texts all the time and says the weekend was Friday and Saturday. Technically, Sunday starts the week. And like it was a real long debate we had on a text thread one time. I'm not going with technicalities. I've always felt the weekend was Saturday and Sunday. As far as not working for most people or when you're a kid, not going to school, that's felt like the weekend. But anyway, semantics aside.
You got to think of it like bookends.
Yeah.
Sunday, Saturday, weekend.
So what's the end? Saturday?
No, it's Sunday and Saturday. Yeah. This is one side. This is so Sunday, Saturday, bookends.
Okay.
Like weekends.
Okay. So the
It's not the weekend, they're weekends.
Oh, I get you. I got you. Okay. So if I am counting Friday and lumping in, I'm excited for the Kings and Suns just because it feels like it's been a long time for the Kings. I'm definitely going to watch the in-season tournament finale. I obviously wanted the Kings in it. I just kind of want to see. I'm sure it's going to continue like it is. I mean, Tyrese Haliburton's almost like on his own personal quest. The Pacers look like they're just having so much fun. By the way, they're winning. I mean, I know that's enjoyable. Just how it's presented at the end, how the players of the winning team react to the Lakers or to the Pacers winning it. I'm anxious to see that. Certainly, it's a good NFL Sunday. There's a lot of good games. And, I'm going to throw in one other thing that I used to be really excited for. I don't know why. I don't have a good answer to it. And I would say this is probably something that's died off for me more than others. But everybody kind of has that thing. Like we've talked many times on the show, both you and Dave used to be big baseball fans. And it's like, it's on, I'll watch it, but I don't seek out games.
I'm entering the fan portal though this year.
Yeah, that's right. For me, I don't know. I used to love the Heisman Trophy, like just the presentation, who's going to win it, the mystery. And I don't know who's going to win it this year. It's tomorrow. Of all the awards, for whatever reason, Chris, that one just always kind of caught my attention. I just think that the trophy is really cool looking, like just the actual Heisman. I think the commercials are hilarious. The Heisman house that they do that now, but like, I don't know. Like what time is it tomorrow? 5:00. I would have watched that. That's actually an award I used to watch. I won't watch that tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't know why that was. Do you have any award shows that you, sports or regular, that you really care about?
No.
I might care who wins the award, but
like
I don't have to
if
watch
I know something. The last time award show I probably watched was the Grammys when Daft Punk performed with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, and I've had that happen where if I'm just not even watching an award show and someone's like, "Wow, what's happening right now on stage?" Oh, okay, and then I flip over and catch it when it's going on.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
I think because I like all the movies. I used to get really mad when the movies I liked didn't get Oscar nominated or they were just passed over. And it's like, oh yeah, of course the movie that I liked was never going to win because I'm a younger person and everyone voting on these are old old white rich guys just picking whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yeah, this isn't for me.
I don't need to watch this anymore. Yeah. All right, let's get to question number 2.
Question 2.
Jon Rahm defecting to LIV Golf is a huge blow to the PGA. Does LIV now have the star power equal to the PGA?
I don't even know that it matters. They probably have more, but it goes back to, we talked about this in sports business yesterday with Kelly Brothers. Who's watching LIV Golf?
Business.
Yeah, is LIV Golf good at business? Well, they're getting names, they're getting star power, they're getting the golfers. But I would say I'm part of that demo. I'm a golf fan. I watch golf. I don't watch LIV Golf that much at all. I have never watched a LIV Golf event ever. And those are some of the best golfers in the world. Now, I don't watch all the PGA Tour events. There's certain events that I watch more than others, certainly all the majors. But I don't know if that's changing. Maybe it will, but at this point, I don't see it stopping. And then the other part, and Kelly brought this up yesterday too, Chris, they're merging, at least allegedly going to merge. So how is this all going to end? It almost felt like Jon Rahm's like, well, I got an opportunity now to make just a ton of money, so I'm going to do that.
Yeah, and golf-wise, I don't think there's anything that would make me excited to watch except for that new Tiger Woods.
Oh, that one does it for you?
Yeah. I mean, because it's different. I just want to see what that's going to look like.
Yeah, I feel like all those things that come in new, it's like, okay, I'll watch the first week, maybe the second one. You're like, yes, cool. All right. I don't think it's part of my everyday thing. But I'm always intrigued with something new. Watch it a time or two and then move on. But yeah, I don't think I
would like to see them do like a Top Golf. I want to see
how they would do
in a Top Golf.
Yeah. Like stuff that you and I can do. And then you're like, I've done this before. Oh, wow. Yeah. They're doing this. They're playing a different game than we are. Yeah, that would be kind of cool too. So, but I don't think this is going to do that much damage, any more damage than we've seen already for the golf tour. All right, let's get to question 3.
Question 3.
The in-season tournament final is this weekend. Now, I know a lot of Kings fans are going to want to watch the Pacers win. But, Jason, make an argument on why we should want the Lakers to win.
Well, the argument would be if you are a little bit like me in this sense that you're tired about hearing of Tyrese Haliburton or the Pacers winning the trade. Now, I don't know if anybody's instincts could have them rooting for the Lakers. I honestly now, this will be maybe something based on my recent track record. I'm just going to yesterday. I think the Pacers are going to win. So I've had this wrong.
Wow, you want the Lakers to really win?
This
huh?
isn't a jinx. This isn't anything like that. I thought yesterday it would be the Bucks and the Pelicans. I was 0 for 2 on there. There's something about the way they're playing, the confidence that they have, the way Tyrese Haliburton specifically is playing. I think that they might win this one tomorrow. But why you should make a case for the Lakers, it's just basically that argument. If you're tired of it, if it bothers you. But the odd thing about that is, does anything change about Tyrese Haliburton or the trade if either one happens? Probably some would put it if they win, they'll jump into that, see, wrong guy. But if they lost, what's different? Tyrese is still great. He's still going to have another game this year where we all go, wow, or 5 or 10. Yeah, I like him too much. I'll root for him. I'm not rooting for the Lakers, that's for sure. Also, in this process, the Lakers just keep getting regular season wins. Now, this last game does not count as a regular season game. Technically, they're putting more mileage on each of these teams for one extra game. But what would be your case on this scenario?
It was a trick question. There is no case.
There is no case. That is a trick question. It's much like the question you replaced that Dave had out there. It was a trick question. But do you have a preference? Do you have anybody that or are you preferring to win this?
I want the Pacers to win.
Yeah.
But I don't like the Pacers. I don't like Pacers fans.
Well, and even I saw the comments last night from Rick Carlisle kind of saying something along.
Everybody's against us.
Like, okay, you can maybe say that to your team. Who's against the Pacers?
Yeah, who was just like, oh my, I cannot stand this Pacers team. Their exciting, fun basketball is just too distracting.
I picked the Bucks, for example, not because I'm against the Pacers. I thought the Bucks would win. The Bucks did not win. The Pacers won. Everybody's against us. And it's not like he's referring to me. I'm just saying the league wants the Knicks in there. Do they? Does the league want that? Does the league want the Bucks?
Does an absolutely terrible job of getting the Knicks into things.
Yeah, if the league always wants the Lakers and the Knicks, we've never seen that. Or if that was a final, it would have been in the early 70s. I don't even think it was. Yeah, I know the Knicks were there. The Lakers have been there plenty. They always want big market. No, it doesn't. I mean, maybe they prefer that. Maybe I also feel like that's a lazy narrative. That's what we want, or that's what we believe they want. I don't think they would ever turn down higher ratings. But Major League Baseball, they want the Yankees and the Dodgers. Sure. Saw that in 81 last time. Oh, the NFL, who would be the NFL teams they would want? Someone LA and New York, I guess. Not seeing that. It's just it's too
no,
easy.
they want Dallas.
Oh, it's always Dallas, right? Dallas and probably Dallas is scrimmage. Dallas and Dallas inter squad is what they would want for the highest ratings. Yeah, I mean, I think in this case, you've got a traditionally name brand team in the Lakers versus one that's not, obviously in the Pacers, but it's still a good story. Watching what they're doing has been cool. I'm biggest intrigue for me about the in-season tournament finale is the reaction, the celebration. What will they act like for the champion when they win? That's what I'm going to be looking forward to tomorrow night. All right, there you go. 3 for Madness brought to you by our friends at Fire Wings. When we come back, if you've got your questions for Dave Richard, our fantasy football expert, maybe this is crunch time for you. What do you need to know? 916-339-1140 on our text line. Certainly on our YouTube, if you got questions, we'll direct them to Dave. He is going to join us next on Sactown Sports.
De'Aaron Fox plays here.
Stolen by Fox. Breakaway coming up for De'Aaron. And a simple, casual spike to the left hand. The Kings lead by 3.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Expect a cool but a dry start to the day. May see some patches of fog, but the fog will lift pretty much as we head through the afternoon. Looking bright and breezy. Highs today, low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think happy Honda days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than during our year-end clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Hello, I'm Frank Ockwell, the Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right. Has the Federal Reserve played a perfect Goldilocks, or will investors get eaten by stock market bears? Schwab's chief investment officer thinks the Fed may have pulled off a soft landing after all. While he feels a soft landing scenario is the most likely, he cautions prudence and a conservative investment strategy in 2024, rotating in and out of investment slowly. As we close out 2023, we have a lot to look forward to, most notably a presidential election cycle. While many of us dream of the joy we receive from the hundreds of daily robocalls asking us to vote for a person or proposition, the stock market is less excited. According to the Stock Traders Almanac, in pre-election year, stocks have advanced 10.4% versus a more modest 6% in election years, with GDP estimates in the fourth quarter estimated to come in at 1.3% versus a measure of 2.3% estimated as of October, according to the Atlanta Fed. Maybe investors should be wary of bears after all. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer and member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Hello, saver. Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
49ers Report, brought to you by E.B. Stone. E.B. Stone, for the life of your garden. The 49ers walked into Philadelphia and took care of business last Sunday, stopping the Dirty Birds 42-19. Quarterback Brock Purdy had 314 yards passing, while Deebo Samuel contributed 138 total yards and 3 touchdowns. The Red and Gold are now one game out of the top spot in the NFC and will look to keep their winning streak going when they face Seattle at home in Week 14.
Celebrating over a century as a family-owned business, E.B. Stone has gathered invaluable insights into nurturing plant growth. Venture into indoor planting with E.B. Stone's Edna's Best indoor and outdoor potting soil. Watch your little plants flourish into ideal indoor companions for the whole family to relish during the holidays. E.B. Stone's indoor and outdoor potting soil is a meticulously crafted blend of essential ingredients. Your plants will thrive both indoors and outdoors. Trust E.B. Stone for the entire lifespan of your garden. Explore more gardening tips, products, and find nearby locations at ebstone.org. Wishing you a season filled with joy and flourishing green.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix. Live and local. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, back here on the show, we heard from Carmichael Dave earlier, as you can tell, still under the weather. Hopefully he's back with us on Monday as we continue to roll along here. Jason Ross with you. And let's bring in our next guest. We love checking in with Dave Richard each and every Friday on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Dave, happy Friday. How are you today?
I find it interesting that on the Friday after the Sunday in which the College Football Playoff Selection Committee stiffs Florida State, Dave has decided not to be on the show to hear from me on the issue. So I'm going to bite my tongue on the issue and wait for Dave to come back, and we'll talk about it in 2 weeks. Jason, I'm fine.
I feel so compelled to just give you his home, his cell, his address.
Oh, I've got it.
Those things.
I text him.
Yeah, but I want to pipe you in, like give you a direct feed right now. Like this needs to happen.
I could FaceTime him right now.
Yeah. He actually said he had an interesting thing. He's like, look, I as a Florida State fan, he felt two things happened. One, he goes, honestly, I felt like the team got screwed, but he also felt like the committee did it right. In one sense, I agree. I think based on being undefeated, they should have made it, but I think they had no chance of winning the thing.
Well, maybe that's true. Maybe that's not. But You would like to think that if you've earned something, you get rewarded for it.
Right. You would like to
Like
think
if
that.
it's like if you take a chance in your fantasy lineup and you start Ezekiel Elliott in week 14 in what seems like a daunting matchup against the Steelers, and he goes off, you should be rewarded for it. I don't think somebody should come along and say, sorry, we know you made a great choice, but we're going to take Ezekiel Elliott out of your lineup and we're going to replace him with Elijah Mitchell. Good luck this week. That doesn't happen. When you do good things, you should be rewarded for it.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if someone had the courage to do that or if it was not remembering to change. I mean, the New England's coming off 0 points, nothing last week, and somehow they found 21 last night. Still wasn't the greatest of games, but if someone had the courage to play a Patriot, they should get rewarded for that.
I agree 100%, and there were a lot of people, including my colleagues at CBS Sports. I was not one of them. I thought that Zeke would have a tougher time. I agreed that he'd get a lot of work, and then he ended up making me look like an idiot. So I think those who were bold enough to go with Zeke because he was going to get the workload, man, more power to you and congratulations. And we'll see if he can do it again next week against Kansas City.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're talking with Dave Richard here, CBS Sports, our fantasy football expert. We're getting down close here to the end. As far as just a generalization, we know every league's a little bit different. What would you say we're about a week or two away from playoffs starting for most?
Jason, this is the last week of the fantasy regular season for most people. And most leagues have this. It's been such a crazy year with tons of parity, both in the NFL and in fantasy. If you take a look at the AFC wildcard standings, you see like 10 teams that are fighting for 3 spots. That's what a lot of fantasy leagues look like. There are so many managers that are in the hunt. They're going to make the playoffs with 6 losses, 7 losses, maybe even 8 losses because there's so much parity, it feels like, in fantasy this year. If you're in a league and you don't see that, it's an anomaly. And so I would imagine that there are a lot of people listening that have a tough decision to make for their fantasy teams. And it's a huge week for it because you want to make sure that you start the best possible lineup that you absolutely can.
Who would you suggest? So someone might be out there in a spot where, okay, hey, I've been playing, let's say Trevor Lawrence all year long, and boom, he goes out. So now I'm in. There might be a backup in there this week. There's so many now starting. Who ranks the highest on your kind of backup QB in fantasy this week?
It's a great question. Gardner Minshew is the one, and it's partially because he played great last week, but it's also because of the situation that he's in. And you look at the Colts defense, Jonathan Taylor is usually the engine of that offense. He wasn't there last week. They tried leaning on Zach Moss. Moss wasn't effective, and Gardner Minshew had to come through. He leaned on Michael Pittman quite a bit, and he leaned on his tight ends a little bit, and it ended up helping him out getting a victory. And I think the Colts are going to need to do that again. And they're playing a Bengals defense. Listen, I know we made a big deal about the Bengals after they upset the Jaguars on Monday, but their defense gave up 31 points. Their defense isn't that great. And so there's going to be opportunities for the Colts to basically be in the same type of game plan that they were in last week. And the Bengals happen to be one of the worst teams against tight ends this year. They struggle covering them, and Minshew and the Colts should take advantage. And that means that Minshew should be able to throw and have a pretty decent game. I've got him in my top 15 at quarterback, and if things break right or if things break wrong with the weather in a couple of games this week, he might end up in the top 12.
How about he's from here, Folsom High School, went to Washington, but Jake Browning getting an opportunity now, put up some good numbers last week. Where would he rate?
And really, it was impressive how the Bengals kind of picked apart the Jaguars with short passing and then well-timed deep shots, and Browning was able to stand in there pretty well. And the thing that I've always liked about Browning is that he can move around a pocket. He can make good reads. He's a smart guy. It's just the arm strength. It's the one thing that really could come back to bite him. It just didn't bite him in the game against Jacksonville. I don't have him ranked particularly high. Might end up being a top 20 quarterback, depending on, again, weather in a couple of cities in the East Coast that look like they could get a ton of rain. That would knock down the rankings for a bunch of guys. And Browning, if the weather's bad in Cincinnati, that would obviously hurt him as well. But if I had to rank the backup quarterbacks, and maybe this is what you're getting at, Jason, Minshew would be at the top of the list. Flacco would be next, assuming, A, that he is the starter, because we don't know that he will be, and B, that the weather's okay in Cleveland. And then if Jameis Winston ends up starting for New Orleans and there's no Taysom Hill, he would be next up. And then I think Browning would be after that.
Wow. We're talking with Dave Richard here from CBS Sports. A couple from our text line at 339-1140. The way this is worded is funny. Wide receiver battle: Wilson of the Jets or Higgins of the Bengals? Which QB will do less bad? Is how they ask for Wilson or Higgins.
We've seen plenty of games this year where Zach Wilson has been okay for Garrett Wilson. Certainly, Zach Wilson is savvy enough to know to throw in Garrett Wilson's direction. Texans secondary, it's not a shutdown unit, and their pass rush isn't a shutdown unit. So there could be a decent game in store for Garrett Wilson. I have him as a number 2 wide receiver.
Another one we have for you, Dave. Pierce. It says D. Pierce, Jay Reed, or Zay Jones for flex PPR.
Wow, that is terrible, but I would go with the middle name of that group because we just know that Zay Jones hasn't been able to do much of anything.
Yeah.
And the Texans' run game, they've got a nice matchup, but they're going to start using 3 guys in that backfield. We saw last week, Devin Singletary, Dameon Pierce, they would take turns starting drives. They alternated drives. And then Daria Gumbawale was working with Pierce on his drives. Devin Singletary was terrible in pass pro. I wonder if Ogunbowale takes over on third downs when he's in the game. Bottom line is that it's going to be a 3-way mess. There's no predictability there. I would try and stay away from anybody in the Texans' run game.
Always like to ask you about the 49ers. I know you're pretty high on playing all of those key skill players. Anybody you have red flags on? Anybody you rate higher this week for the Niners matchup with the Seahawks?
Well, I mean, we're at a point now with Brock Purdy where he's a must start, and there's obviously a little bit of concern if Christian McCaffrey has a hot start to the game and the Niners defense turns Seattle's offense over once or twice in the first half. It could lean to a pretty lean stat line for Brock Purdy, but he's just playing so great. Debo looks like he looked a couple of years ago. He really actually looked outstanding last week. I can't help myself but to rank him ahead of Ayuk and to rank him as one of the best receivers in fantasy this week. So I'm not getting away from him. Kittle really, it's a shame that Kittle's not putting up huge numbers every single week, but he's doing so much for that offense in many different ways that he's still valuable for the 49ers, just not quite as valuable for fantasy managers. But you'd be hard pressed to name more than 5 or 6 tight ends that you'd rather start ahead of him. And the defense is playing great, and CMC is awesome. So I don't know if there's anybody in the 49ers, not like Jawan Jennings, Elijah Mitchell. You're not going to start those guys, but all the usual suspects, they're going to be in fantasy lineups this week against Seattle.
Dave, you mentioned this name earlier, so I think I'll know your answer, but texter's asking, choose 2, DeAndre Swift, Madison, or Taysom Hill.
If Hill plays, he's the answer, but we're not sure if he's going to play. He's questionable with a couple of injuries. If he practices today, there's a really good chance that he makes it for Sunday's game, so I would go with him.
Okay, and then it's for 2, so is Swift or Madison the other one?
Oh, Swift would be the other one, but really the hope with Swift is that you're starting a running back who should be in a high-scoring game.
Gotcha.
It's really the only thing we can say about Swift. They're both low-end starters, Swift and Madison. I don't like the way that Madison plays, and I'm not sure how much run he'll get, and that makes me nervous to trust him.
There's some talk down. I don't know how legit this is with what's going on with the Chargers in their run game with Eckler. I mean, he's a top tier pick. People got to have him. He was injured early, but now it's more of a performance thing. What's going on with him and his fantasy outlook?
He hasn't looked good since he got hurt, and he got hurt in week 1, Jason.
Yeah.
So now we're talking about a running back who last week you'd think that he'd be able to go off against the Patriots because the Patriots offense put their defense in so many bad spots, but he really couldn't get going. He didn't even average 2 yards per carry. And so I think the coaching staff, it's one of 2 things. Either they're trying to like motivate him and say, all right, we're might have to find another guy, or they're being straight up and saying, listen, we need to assemble a run game. I would have imagined they would have realized this a couple of seasons ago, but it is what it is, and I think Eckler isn't at 100%. If you've watched him play, I've watched him play. He does not look good. His offensive line does not look good, and they're not using him enough in the passing game to make up for it. So he's more of a number 2 type of running back, even though this matchup against Denver historically has been great for him. Broncos' run defense has been kind of a mess this year. I can't buy in fully to Austin Eckler as an absolute must-start fantasy stud anymore, especially if someone, even if it's Joshua Kelly, is going to take away 6, 7, 8 touches from him.
We've got, as far as games go, and I think fantasy impact should be good, just hearing the teams and what their offenses are capable of when right. Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Cowboys. Seems like there's a lot of plays in there. What do you like best out of those 2 games?
Well, obviously, the passing games for Buffalo and Kansas City should be on display. You do have to watch out for Isaiah Pacheco. He didn't practice the first 2 days this week. If he plays in the game, he's a top 5 fantasy running back. He's going to be awesome. But if he doesn't play in the game, or if word gets out that he'll be limited, then you've got to be nervous trusting him. If you've got Pacheco, you might want to see what's out there on the waiver wire at running back between Jerick McKinnon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I know both those options would be gross, but if Pacheco misses the game, one or both of them can end up being startable as a replacement for Isaiah Pacheco. Rashee Rice, we get a lot of questions on him. He's been outstanding for the Chiefs at wide receiver. He's basically their number one wide receiver. I just wish that they'd use him a little further downfield than they have been, but he keeps getting good opportunities. I would not be nervous about Gabe Davis this week because I think he will get opportunities against Kansas City. Dalton Kincaid, the same thing, even though Dawson Knox might be back for the Buffalo Bills, but I think Knox will be there to block. Davis and Kincaid could end up getting some decent targets because L'Jarius Sneed would be on Stephon Diggs. And then in the other game, I don't really have any concerns about anybody there. You'll start everybody in the Eagles passing game, Cowboys passing game. Brandon Cooks is a sleeper. But Tony Pollard, tough matchup for him. I have a hard time buying into him being a top 15 fantasy running back. And DeAndre Swift, even worse. I think he's more of like a low-end RB2, just like we talked about with him versus Madison. You line them up. With Madison, you would hope that he would score. He doesn't do that a lot. And he's working with a running quarterback now, so that's going to hurt him. Swift, you're just hoping he gets involved just enough so that he makes a couple of big plays and finds the end zone.
We have it's kind of an open-ended thought here, so I'm going to see if I can form it into a question. They're asking about any advice on keeper league. So my guess is, I don't know where they are in their league, but do you do anything, I guess, proactive, thinking ahead to next year if you're in a keeper league? Maybe you're out of it and you're like, hey, I can make a trade to get a player that I can keep, and maybe that's where they're going with this. But what's your thoughts on keeper league and maybe strategy now for even next year?
Well, first of all, keeper leagues are always fun because it makes you a little bit more emotionally invested in your fantasy team. And so you've got some year-to-year commitments with players on your squad, and that's fun. It's fun to have that going. I'm in a keeper league, and I love that. But let's just say this is not a happy situation, Jason, but let's say you're out of it. You're not going to make the playoffs. This is your last week to make adds and drops, guys that you might be able to potentially keep. I would go to my league waiver wire page, look for guys that are on injured reserve that might have been cut by other players. It's unlikely that you'd find Nick Chubb or J.K. Dobbins there, but that's the type of thing that you're looking for are guys who got hurt this year who might be able to bounce back next year, and you can just carry on your bench all off season long, and you wait and see what happens with them. Additionally, rookies that might not have done much this year, guys that are talented running backs or wide receivers, they didn't get much of a chance, but maybe next year they do get a chance. If you're looking for some names, hit me up on X at Dave Richard, and I'll give you a couple of keeper sleepers, as it were.
Oh, keeper sleepers. We like that. All right. How else can people find all your great content, your great work that you have out there for everybody?
Definitely social media is great, at Dave Richard on X, like I said. And then just go to YouTube and search for Fantasy Football Today. We do live podcasts every single day during the football season and 3 times a week during the offseason. One of the keys to winning a fantasy football, paying attention during the offseason. It's a real thing. We work hard at it 365 days a year so that you are more competitive in your fantasy football leagues. We just recorded our second Start-Sit episode of the week. It's right there on YouTube. Search for Fantasy Football Today, like and subscribe.
Awesome. Dave, thank you so much. We look forward to talking to you again next week.
I look forward to it too. I can do one of my goofy puns and razz Dave about the Seminoles.
I love it. You got to hold him to that, though. I know you'll remember.
Oh, you think I'm going to forget that? Come on.
No.
I'm a Miami Hurricane for crying out loud.
That's right.
And I've got to get in my digs when I can.
For sure. Thank you, Dave. Have a good week. We'll talk to you next week.
You got it, guys. Good luck in your leagues in week 14.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think a lot of people need that luck right now. Thank you to Dave Richard. Again, incredible insight that he always has each and every week. And check out all the thorough content they put up there through CBS Sports. Break time for us. More to get to, including the NFL did get started last night. A look ahead to the 49ers matchup and more straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
It's that time of year again. Sactown Sports is welcoming Santa back to town for the 40th annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 9th in downtown Sacramento. Grab the family and join us as we celebrate Santa's arrival with marching bands, superheroes, cheer squads, and more. Parade starts at 10 a.m. at 14th and N. We'll see you Saturday, December 9th in downtown for the Santa Parade with Western Health Advantage, Huff Home Services, and the California National Guard. Get more information at SactownSports.com.
It's the season of performance event at Acura of Stockton. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Lease a new Acura RDX or MDX. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton or AcuraofStockton.com, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Discover Timber Creek Ballroom, a hidden gem in West Roseville, boasting an 18-hole golf course and the perfect event venue. Whether you're planning a wedding, a corporate event, or any special occasion, Timber Creek Ballroom offers natural beauty, elegant spaces, and affordability, with room for 50 to 300 guests, indoors or outdoors. Timber Creek Ballroom has the perfect spot for your event. Visit timbercreekballroom.com for details. Excellent meets affordability at Timber Creek Ballroom, where your extraordinary events come to life.
Well, hello there. It's Santa Claus, and I'm checking my list to see who's been naughty or nice.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Santa. About that list, I've been a little bit naughty this year.
Oh, my. Naughty boys get a lump of coal in their stocking, you know.
Yeah, lump of coal. But guess what, Santa? Elk Grove Kia came to the rescue.
Elk Grove Kia? What do they have to do with your naughty deeds?
Well, Santa, they gave me a great deal on a new Kia, the highest-rated mass-market vehicle in J.D. Power's U.S. dependability study.
What?
No lump of coal for me this year, old man.
A Kia, you say?
Yeah,
Well, what about your challenged credit?
Well, Santa, unlike you, Elk Grove Kia doesn't judge guys like me. They looked beyond my troubled past and still sold me a fine new Kia. Look.
Well, I never...
Sorry, Santa, but Elk Grove Kia has your sled beat this year. So while you're busy with the lumps of coal, I'll be cruising in style in my new Kia.
Okay, I suppose Elk Grove Kia is on the nice list this year.
Naughty or nice, Elk Grove Kia believes everyone deserves a second chance. Elk Grove Kia, spreading joy, one car at a time, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or elkgrovekia.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Reminder coming up at 9. Niners at 9. Greg Papa, the voice of the San Francisco 49ers, will join us. Niners and Seahawks this weekend. Of course, you can hear that game right here on Sactown Sports. Kings back in action tonight. We've got more on Sacramento coming up later this show. In fact, in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll preview the Kings and Suns, a recap of the in-season tournament. The Final Four was all set, and now we're down to the Final Two as the Pacers and Lakers advance. From the NFL and kind of some football notes here before we get to the top of the hour. Last night, we told you about the victory that goes to the New England Patriots as they got a stop late, and the Patriots broadcast crew a little critical of the Steelers on this one.
Pickens is split to the right. Johnson on the outside left. The snap to Trubisky, backing up. Throws a long ball deep down the left side for Johnson, and the pass is incomplete. With Jonathan Jones stride for stride. And again, the Steelers take a deep shot down the left sideline with 1:55 to go.
What a dumb offense. What a dumb, stupid call.
How do you really feel? What a dumb call.
Remember when Dave joined us earlier today?
Yeah.
What a dumb, stupid call.
I thought, was there any kind of creative references or analogies or anything?
Wow, that was a really good analogy.
Okay, maybe not. Let's hear from with the Patriots winning, there's been a lot of speculation about Bill Belichick, his future. Is Bill Belichick the GM damaging Bill Belichick, the head coach? That kind of thought. Rob Gronkowski kind of speculated and weighed in on Belichick's future.
You sort of maintain Bill's going to stay there as long as possible. Do you feel like there's a world now, as we sit here, that Bill doesn't coach there next year? He's coaching somewhere else.
The only way I would say that he would coach somewhere else is if it's mutually agreed upon between both parties. That's the only way I see that happening. But like I said, I feel like he's grandfather claused in. He's been there for so long. He's done so much great for the organization, 6 Super Bowl wins, just taking the team from rock bottom, back in the day, end of the 90s, early 2000s, and just bringing it to the promised land for all of New England.
I always wondered about things like that. I mean, that's my thought too, Chris, on a guy like Bill Belichick, or even let's say, who else? Greg Popovich. Like it would be really hard to fire those guys, but sometimes would that be the best thing for the organization? I mean, yeah, it's not a question of did they do anything good for the org? Of course they did. We get that. But is there a time and place where you go, yeah, it's probably better that we do this?
Maybe you kind of get them to
do it themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, wouldn't you want to spend more time with your grandkids?
Yeah. And the second you're starting to do that, and these guys are generally smart enough to know what you're trying to do. Like, you forcing me out here? Those guys are both pretty stubborn. And I could picture them saying, yeah, you're going to have to fire me. Which, do you want to be the person that fires Bill Belichick or Greg Popovich?
No. Yeah. You want to be the coach after Bill Belichick.
Right. That's the other thing. I always thought in those situations, you want to be the guy replacing the guy.
Yes.
Like someone else had 1 year in between. You're like, yeah, that didn't work. Here, like when Adelman was let go and it was Musselman, I thought that was a tough spot for him. But then replacing Musselman, it's not as tough as replacing Rick Adelman. So it'll be weird. There'll be a time here, obviously, soon that Popovich isn't coaching the Spurs and Belichick's not coaching the Patriots. That'll be weird. That'll be weird to see. But they got the win there. As far as a couple other things going on, that we'll go back to college football. We mentioned that the Heisman Trophy is this weekend. I have no idea who's going to win that thing this year. There's usually a lot of hype around that. But we do know that some of these guys are going to have impact on going into the draft. There's a name, Marvin Harrison Jr., who's a stud at Ohio State. Some have him as high as 2 or 3 in the upcoming draft. He was asked about his decision on whether or not he's going to go pro.
Yeah, I'm still undecided. You guys know, coming into this year, I wanted to beat the team in North and win a Big Ten championship, and obviously I did not do that this year. So I think it's a great motive to come back if that's what I decide to do. Because that's something I definitely wanted to do in my Ohio State career, and not being done that yet definitely opens the door for me to come back. But undecided, really just taking it day by day at this time.
Yeah, for someone like him, I don't know what he's waiting on, or most people's decision, seems to be the quicker you can get into the pros, you start your clock as far as how much you can make, your contracts. But now that there's some financial windfalls going to college athletes, I don't know if that's going to change over time. I think college football should be a great time and a lot of fun for these guys, but doesn't mean there's not a business element to it or feeling like it's work, because it is. There's a lot of time spent on the craft, whether it's in film study, practice, games, travel, weight room, all that kind of stuff. It takes its toll, but if that's what you're trying to be as a professional, you're going to have that, and even more so when you become a pro. But so he's still deciding. The other part about college sports, too, is we're in this window here where the signing day is coming up. The transfer portal is major. Chris gave those numbers yesterday. Over 1,000 players have entered the transfer portal. Dabo Swinney, coach of Clemson, talks about that.
The problem is tampering. That's the problem. That is the problem in college football, and that could be fixed easily too if they would let football people fix it. But we don't usually get a vote in that. But that's the biggest challenge that we're dealing with is that aspect of it.
Yeah, and again, tampering, this feels like free agency, anything else, where if a player enters the portal I think the portal opened this last Monday, and some have already signed and committed to the new school, they've been talking to people. I mean, it's already been happening. So whether that's tampering or not, if that's how it's deemed, I don't know how you prevent that with so many kids, so many schools. It's not like 30 NBA teams or 32 NFL teams. This is universities all over the nation trying to get their players to transfer and come into their school. So that's a tricky one to handle for sure. All right, so we got the 8 o'clock hour coming up. When we come back, it's the Pacers and the Lakers. A little taunting by former King Tyrese Haliburton to Dame Lillard. We'll hear from both of those guys when we come back here on Sactown Sports.
Can the Niners build off their NFC Championship appearance from last season? How will the quarterbacks perform throughout the year?
Purdy back, now going to throw for the end zone, wide open, Brandon Ayuk is on fire!
Will the defense lead this squad again?
Intercepted! Ball got tipped up and taken by Fred Warner!
Get all your 49er coverage throughout the NFL season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
Subcontractors, grow your business with more leads and leverage your marketing costs to receive over 10 times the value in advertising. Subcontractors United is offering 40 home services contractors to join our advertising co-op. For under $2,100 a month, you'll share in over $83,000 a month in advertising. That's $1 million a year in advertising for under $2,100 a month. There's only 3 subcontractors per category, not 3,000, so lead potential is unlimited. Google Subcontractors United for more information.
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
This holiday season, Good Guys Heating and Cooling is turning up the warmth and spreading joy with our Toys for Tune-Ups promotion. Schedule your tune-up or troubleshooting appointment, and with a donation of a new unwrapped toy at the time of your service, we'll waive the fee. It's our way of giving back and making a difference in the lives of local children who might not have the Christmas that every child deserves. All toys will benefit Children's Hope, a wonderful local foster charity right here in Sacramento. Call Good Guys Heating and Cooling at 530-GOOD-AIR to schedule your appointment, or book online at goodguysheatingcooling.com. Happy holidays from the Good Guys family. License number 1057618.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think happy Honda days. Let's explain.
Happy is a good thing. We all like happy. Honda stands for quality, reliability, comfort, design, peace of mind, value at resale, and a lot more feel-good words. Days is how long you have left to take advantage of Elk Grove Honda's year-end clearance underway right now. Elk Grove Honda is located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or visit us at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Driving to his left, stabs back, splash, splash, splash! The bench erupts, coming off the floor as one to embrace Tyrese Haliburton. That, Eddie Gill, was cold-blooded.
Tyrese Haliburton, 37 minutes last night in Vegas. 11 of 19, 27 points, 7 rebounds, 15 assists. He did not turn the ball over. He looks like he's having the time of his life. I don't know who's having more fun, him or his dad. His dad's loving it. His mom, everybody there is big fans of him. Pacers win. That is a regular season win for them. They're 12-8. They beat the Bucks with a strong fourth quarter. That was anybody's game. Milwaukee had a huge third quarter. And in the end, the Pacers got it done. They advance. And here's the final call.
What an exciting afternoon in Las Vegas for the Indiana Pacers, who started with 29 other teams hoping to advance. They're down to 3. The Pacers will meet the Los Angeles Lakers or the New Orleans Pelicans for the championship Saturday night. The final is 128-119. The key stretch in the game where the Pacers made clutch play after clutch play and wound up winning with relative comfort.
Yeah, they did. They win it 128-119. Giannis kind of called out his team afterwards. Didn't like their performance, didn't like their effort. Giannis had 37. Dame with 24. The Bucks dropped to 15-7. Pacers, again, like we said, 20 games in now, 12-8. And they're playing for the $500,000 on Saturday. We now know it's the Lakers as well. So we got more on the Lakers-Pelicans game in a minute. But just a few more thoughts on this Indiana Pacers-Milwaukee Bucks game. Again, I think everybody has been committed to this in-season tournament. I think Tyrese Haliburton's been one of the leaders of those that have been so bought in, wanting to win it, wanting to be the first team. I think there's something unique about being first. I know De'Aaron Fox referenced that, Domantas Sabonis referenced that, of trying to win this thing for not only regular season wins, getting to Vegas, the extra money, but the being the first. There's one team will do it. Now it's either the Lakers or the Pacers, but there was a little bit of a mocking situation there near the end about Dame time and being at Tyrese Haliburton's time. Let's first hear from Tyrese Haliburton asked a little bit about that.
After that 3 that you hit, you looked to the crowd and said, "What time is it?" And then you answered, "It's my time." Why is this your time, Tyrese?
Not mine. It's ours. It's ours for the taking. We're not supposed to be here. Expectations aren't there. We keep shocking the world. So we got to watch the game tonight and be ready for who's next.
And they've done that shock the world. Nobody wants us. They're using that as fuel. I mean, I don't think there's anybody that's saying they don't want the Pacers. Rick Carlisle has utilized that. But basically the what time is it was mocking Dame Lillard and Dame time. Dame, I thought, as usual, had a classy response afterwards.
I learned as a kid, when you dish it out, you got to be willing to take it. And for as many times as I've done it to people, I can't be upset when somebody else does it. You know what I mean? I think that's also a sign of respect and acknowledgement for, knowing my history and knowing what I do. And, I didn't mind it. Was what it was. I've also known that, when you having your moment it's important to be careful and to be humble
when you having your moments, because you just never know how the tables turn and when they're going to turn. So I respected it. You know, I didn't think we shook hands after the game.
I love so much of that answer.
Do you think Damian Lillard knows that they're playing next week again?
Probably, but
something tells me that he's like, be humble.
But I also don't know that Dame would do it in a way that it's like directed necessarily at Tyrese.
No.
But it might be. I mean, I feel like Dame has always kind of done, look, this it's Dame time. Like, he's not in the face of another team. Like, when he hit the cold-blooded game-winning 3 against the Thunder years ago to knock them out of the playoffs, like, it was kind of to the side, to the crowd, and then his teammates just basically tackle him. But he I think he's right. Look, I got to be able to take it if I'm dishing that out. Like, where other players, like, all of a sudden they want to fight, or it's on, like, good for you, Tyrese. But then also even like a little bit of a warning, like, just not be careful. But also, now if you're going to start doing stuff like that, then the tables will turn on you at some point. And it doesn't mean it's from Dame.
And I really like that, because if you told me Wednesday, you excited to see the Pacers Bucks next week, not in the in-season tournament,
right?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, but now
I do.
Yeah. So good for Tyrese, good for the Pacers. They move on. We now know who their opponent's going to be, based on what that second and third quarter did for the Lakers.
They just keep getting them. Long shot, another one. A triple right there, 2 in a row for LeBron James. What year is this? 21. And I'm going to say this: he's improving.
LeBron James improving, according to Doc Rivers. LeBron and the Lakers had just an amazing, that bridge from the second quarter to the third quarter. Lakers are down 1 going into the second quarter. Outscored the Pelicans 38-24, then 43-17. Blew the game wide open. LeBron ended with 30 points, 5 boards, 8 assists, plus minus for those that care about that, plus 36. Just demolishing New Orleans. The same team that I thought looked really good on Monday against the Kings, gives up 133. Lakers shot, oh man, most of the game they were way above 50. What did they end up with here? 55%. Just lethal. This Laker team was truly impressive as they get a chance to play Saturday night.
They haven't won a game by 40 points or more since 2011, but they do tonight in the semifinals of the in-season tournament. And LeBron James led the charge in 23 minutes.
Yeah, that's Kevin Harlan from TNT last night, 133-89. And this goes back to Kings fans kind of asking you guys the question, like trying to understand the Kings, the league, matchups. We've seen it now. We've seen 3 games with the Kings and the Pelicans. It has been a difficult matchup for them. Styles make fights. That's something Dave always says too. Like, look, this has been a difficult matchup. The Kings and Lakers so far, we've seen a couple of Kings wins. So now these 3 teams have played each other. The Pelicans get dominated by the Lakers after beating the Kings. The Kings have had trouble with the Pelicans. Kings have been able to beat the Lakers. So you look at, we said this yesterday, if you look at the top spot of the standings in the Western Conference, the top teams right now, Minnesota, OKC, Denver, the Lakers, and Mavericks are the top 5, all ahead of the Kings by as much as 4 games to down to a half a game. Kings have defeated all of them and not lost to any of them. But it's the teams below them that they've had some troubles with so far this season. So the West is balanced. It's tough. It's difficult all the way through. Like, look, right now, if the playoffs started today, the Warriors wouldn't be in at 10-11. They'd be the 11th team right now. And as it's starting to shake out, again, we've played a quarter of the season roughly. I felt like there would be 12 teams fighting for the 10 spots. Right now, it looks like there's 11, but there's still time for a team like Utah and or Memphis, though I think Memphis has dug themselves such a large deficit at 6-14. Still 5 more games to go before Ja comes back. And then you still have to wonder about how are they going to still cope without getting Ja back, but without Steven Adams and the other injuries, Brandon Clark, that they've had. So Lakers, though, got the job done. They move on. They pick up that win, their 3rd straight. They're 14-9. They basically owned the in-season tournament on the Western Conference side. And here's their head coach, Darvin Ham.
Karl Malone is the oldest MVP in his age 35 season. Do you feel like with the way LeBron's playing right now, he should be in that conversation?
Without question. Without question.
the way he impacts winning, what he's doing at this stage of his career, without question, that's a no-brainer.
And the thing is about LeBron, I've said this before, that there is nobody in the history of the NBA that's played this well this late in their career. This isn't a Jordan versus LeBron argument. This is LeBron versus everybody at that age. And most people don't even make it to that age. LeBron has absolutely dominated the sport for so many years. It's staggering. And that needs to be acknowledged. That needs to be appreciated. You don't have to like him. You don't have to like the Lakers. You don't have to like the Cavs, the Heat, whatever he's been, or him just individually. You have to appreciate how great he still is. Still. And maybe there's some moments where there's some things that have dropped off. Sure. That's understandable, and that's going to continue to happen. But to impact winning, as his coach said, Darvin Ham, so perfectly. I mean, LeBron James, I think we've all been waiting for Anthony Davis to take that team over. It just hasn't happened. LeBron either won't let him, or he's just too talented and too impactful on that team to have someone else be the overall face of that team. Now, other people help him, and he needs help. Every star needs help, but he continues to still be at the star level. So many people from his draft class are, Dwayne Wade's already in the Hall of Fame. He's already played his career and waited the time, and he's in the Hall of Fame. LeBron James is still going and being considered in the MVP race. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Here's a little bit more from LeBron postgame, or Darvin Ham, about LeBron.
He's the ultimate tone setter, man. Like, from the start, just everything from our meeting to our walkthrough, everything, his communication, helping guys visually see what game plan we were trying to execute.
Just amazing. I mean, I am truly impressed, will continue to be, and I get the feeling he is in an all-out quest to win this championship tomorrow night, whatever version that is to you, but to him, it's something that he would love to be the first one to win the in-season tournament. And the Lakers have their chance against the Pacers tomorrow night. Kings, we're hoping to be there. They're not, but they're in Phoenix tonight. Let's take a look at that matchup tonight. First time we've seen it, Kings and Suns. We'll preview that next on Sactown Sports.
What's the latest with the San Francisco 49ers? Carmichael, Dave, and Jason Ross keep you up to date on all things red and gold during the Niners at 9 every weekday at 9 a.m. on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Amazon will be delivering packages to your house. Let Amazon deliver customers to your business. If that sounds good and you want more in 2024, simply text digital to 916-766-5105.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install a new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
Alvarado went for a steal, almost got it, but Monk has it. He drives now on Marshall. Up and under, kick out pass to Keegan. Going for three. Kings need it. Kings get it. Keegan knocking down his third three-pointer. He has 14 points. 95-86, inside 3 minutes to go in the third.
Well, amongst the many things that were concerning about the Kings game on Monday when they lost to the New Orleans Pelicans was Keegan Murray leaving the game late in the first half. And seeing it there, watching, I didn't see when he tweaked it, but you could tell that his back, which had caused him to miss some games, was bothering him. And he kind of went to the sideline and was not walking under the normal kind of rhythm and gait that we see him. Then he went right to the locker room. I thought, oh, this is bad news. Keegan's done for tonight. He's likely done for a while. And then one of our surprises, doing the halftime show on the radio with Henry Turner, and we see Keegan come out and he's going through warm-ups. Like, well, this is good. I mean, you don't generally come out and warm up again if you're not going to return to the game. Keegan then returned, started the second half. Kings ultimately lost, but to me, the win was that Keegan played again. Now, according to our own Frankie Cardicelli yesterday at practice, Keegan.
I'm a pizza guy.
Yes, him. Keegan was out there and not listed on any of the injury reports. So that certainly is good news. And seeing Keegan healthy. You were at the game the other night, Chris, right? You saw Keegan? Yeah. Did you see kind of when he went to the locker room as well?
No, I didn't. I missed it.
You missed that part?
So I started getting text messages, and it was one of those, not again.
I know, because the back, it's so tricky there, and you're just wondering, okay, I don't want this to be like now multiple weeks thing, and you got to be safe and protective. As far as the injury report for the Kings, he was, like we said, a full participant in yesterday's practice. Chris Duarte is questionable. Colby Jones is out. Alex Len, of course, remains out. But maybe the bigger bit of news is coming from Phoenix's side of things. We know that they haven't had a game yet, Chris, with your guy Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal in one game together yet. Beal's
had one.
No, I don't think it's happened yet. Not any. I mean, they've all been in. Booker's been in, but Beal's been in, but Booker was out. Durant's been there. But how about this for tonight? Bradley Beal, of course, we know is still out. Grayson Allen is now out. Damian Lee, he's been out for a little bit. But Kevin Durant is not going to be playing tonight either. So immediately, it's going to be the book show. Devin Booker. Who guards Devin Booker for the Sacramento Kings? Is that a De'Aaron Fox assignment? Is that a Keegan Murray assignment? Keon Ellis? Davion Mitchell? Davion hasn't been playing that much. But these are the kind of games that, to me, you have to take advantage of your opportunity. Certainly the Phoenix Suns, without Kevin Durant, can beat the Kings. They can. You can't look at it any other way than that. You've got to have respect for your opponent, respect for everybody on that roster. But it's an opportunity. It's an advantage that you're getting. And I think that's the best way that I can put this, doing this so long for the NBA. We will always look at that and go, oh, their best player or one of their best players is out. That's a win. You just can't do it that way. You know it doesn't work that way. Kings have won games without De'Aaron Fox. They don't win as many, but you can. And you just don't want to be the team on the wrong side of that. And with the Kings now getting an opportunity here, up until Christmas, the Kings have so many games at home. This is a stretch where you would hope you would take advantage of it. I know you were looking it up. Did you see anything that?
I saw where I thought that from. They were supposed to all be together against Minnesota, but Beal didn't come back.
Out. Yeah, and so the weird part, Durant's been there until tonight, but Booker was out for a few games. Beal was back and playing, and then now he's been out. So here's what the Kings have in store ahead of them. We mentioned tonight's game in Phoenix without Kevin Durant. Got to try to take advantage of what the favorable matchup is for you there. Open weekend, which obviously that was left open because everybody's going to have their attention on Vegas tomorrow night for the Lakers and the Pacers, and the Kings were hoping to be there, but they're not. So then they'll be home Monday for Brooklyn, back-to-back in LA against the Clippers again, who are playing much better, beat the Kings before. Then after that, here's the home stretch coming up for Sacramento. Now, these aren't easy games, but they're at home. You have Oklahoma City coming in, followed by Utah, Washington. That feels good there. Then you've got Boston. How about this last three games of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 game homestand before Christmas? OKC, Utah, Washington. The finish of that is Boston, Phoenix, Minnesota. I feel like over the last 5 years or so, when some of those years the Kings were playing a little bit better and there was hope, can they be a play-in team? They would have a stretch like this at home around December, maybe January. Usually February seems to be a road month, but you go, man, here's where the Kings can really make up some ground. And they'd have a homestand of about 4 to 6 games. And more times than not, I felt in the recent years, they were disappointed. And it'd be, 6-0, 5-1 homestand, 2-4. And maybe one of the ones was great. Like, that might be the toughest game of the 6. They get that, and then there's 1 or 2 that really disappoint you. This team has been good at home this year. They're better than they've been, but you just want them to be great at home. The crowd's been awesome. The energy's great. It's not a question of that, and the team is good. It's just they really have an opportunity here to really put a cushion on the standings and move up the ladder, because we brought it up earlier that the wiggle room here isn't much in the Western Conference playoff picture. And the teams they play, we mentioned OKC, currently the 2 seed. Minnesota, currently the 1 seed. That's part of this homestand. Phoenix is right below Sacramento going into tonight. Technically, they're 4.5 out, but by percentage points, the Kings are higher. These are games that can really help propel them in the standings. And they did that a year ago when they finally just kept climbing up the ladder while other teams were sorting things out, going through injuries, and the Kings were able to hang on to that 3 seed. We're still fighting for the 1 or the 2, but stayed there at 3. And I think that was really important for them. Ultimately, they ended up losing in the first round, but I think it just kept them with confidence. And I think by the end of this year, the difference between 1 and 10 or 2 and 7 isn't going to be much. And when people look at seeds, I think we're guilty of like, oh, that team's much better. I think last year, if I remember right, the difference between wins between the Warriors and the Kings was like 3. And there were 3 seed different. I mean, it wasn't a dramatic difference. So these games will be big. And Phoenix tonight, Chris, I have a feeling your guy Booker, who's scored 70 before, is going to need to put up a big, big number.
Yeah, I remember the only game I've seen of him played, there's that moment where he thought he got fouled, and then he got a technical, and then the next time down, it's like, oh, man, he's ticked off.
Yes.
And he just went off. I think he scored like 40 or something like that.
Yeah, he gets his share of technicals. He's a fiery competitor. And so if you don't have Beal, you don't have Durant, Grayson Allen starts. I mean, you're missing a couple of starters here. You've got to watch.
I'm not feeling bad that Grayson Allen's out.
No, nobody likes him, huh?
Nobody.
Who likes Grayson Allen? Raise your hand out there. But
I think our guy Sean Cunningham does.
He does? Oh, because of Duke? Probably does.
Big Duke guy.
Duke is Duke. You can't let other people, if Booker has 40, that's almost kind of expected. He's going to probably have to have that tonight. But you can't have Nurkic have a big night or someone else that you're just not expecting. If you're the Kings, and really this is probably the philosophy every night, it's really not about the other team. It's about how you're playing. And Sacramento's coming off a game where, you question things. You wonder, was it strictly matchups? What were you doing wrong? I think what's happened here lately is when the Kings have been down in games, and they've had this a little bit here at home. They had it with the Clippers. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, is it the last 3 games at home? Let's see here. It was the Warriors with the big comeback. Excluding the Nuggets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The last 4 games that were at home, 3 of the 4, they found themselves down double digits late. And the pressing and trapping and half-court work did great against the Warriors. Part of that, though, was Chris Paul being out. So if you're trapping Steph, they had less kind of decision makers. When they were trying to do that to James Harden and the Clippers, they carved him up on the back end of that. And I thought the Pelicans did a really good job of that as well when they were either doubling Zion or more specifically in the second half, Ingram. Once they broke that, the Kings were very vulnerable in the back end of their defense, and teams have kind of adjusted to that much better than that surprise element that they took on the Warriors. So they didn't have to do that against the Nuggets. They played from the head. They're a good team when they can do that, and I think tonight is an opportunity for the Kings to take advantage of what's given to them without Kevin Durant. And the fact that Keegan's looking like he's going to play, this is a good sign. Really want to see this team get on a nice run here with the upcoming homestand after the game tonight against Phoenix. All right, break time for us. When we come back, 4 down territory. It's another big weekend in the NFL. It got started last night with the Patriots stunning the Steelers, but we've got our 4 down territory, including lock and upset of the week. We'll answer those next on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, a breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Expect a cool but a dry start to the day. May see some patches of fog, but the fog will lift pretty much as we head through the afternoon. Looking bright and breezy, highs today, low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than during our year-end clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Get ready for the Gin Blossoms at Gold Country Casino Resort. Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com. The Gin Blossoms. January 13th at 8 p.m. Only at
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Christmas is in the air at Hanley's Kia. The season of giving back is bringing you an unbeatable deal on all 2024 Kia models. Drive home in style without breaking the bank. Introducing Hanley's Kia incredible leasing option for just $199 a month. Picture yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2024 Kia, loaded with the latest features and cutting-edge technology. Whether it's the sleek Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg, an EV6 with up to 310 miles, the versatile Sportage, or the family-friendly Telluride. At Hanley's Kia, you can also reserve your luxurious full-size EV9 with 3 rows that has the comfort of a stylish interior and the peace of mind that comes with driving a brand you can trust. Head over to Hanley's Kia, the season of giving back today, located in Davis.
New 2024 Kia Niro Hybrid EX for $199 per month for 36 months after $7,999 customer cash due at signing plus $300 military customer rebate. 10,000 miles per year and 20 cents per mile after 30,000 miles based on sale price $30,545 and payment excludes taxes and DMV fees and any dealer fees. Vehicle ID number R5136138.
At Grainger, we're for the ones who specialize in saving the day and for the ones who've mastered the art of keeping business moving. We offer industrial-grade supplies for every industry with same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders, all backed by real people ready to help. So you can get the right answers and products right when you need them. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's no secret to golf enthusiasts that Timber Creek and Sierra Pines in Roseville are one of the region's most unique and scenic places to enjoy a great game of golf. 27 holes, boundless options. Elevate your game on our newly renovated driving range, putting green, and chipping area. Whether you're aiming for fun, lower scores, or all-around growth, we've got you covered. Experience golfing dreams in Roseville and book your tee time at timbercreekgc.com. Timber Creek and Sierra Pines, your ultimate golf haven.
Get year-end pricing during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on our entire selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords. Plus, with low finance and lease options, now's the time to buy. Hurry in and save during Happy Honda Days at Folsom Lake Honda, or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Another day without Carmichael Dave, under the weather, but you heard him earlier. He joined us for about a half hour via the telephone and doing a little better, but I think he was going back. He was shutting it down, wasn't he, Chris? He was like, yeah, I need to sleep some more.
Stinky.
Probably is around that house, huh? He's locked in, quarantined, away from the family while he recovers. I'm sure there's a stench going around. That's for sure. All right, we're going to have Greg Papa join us at 9 for Niners at 9. Great conversation with him. Who's hot, who's not, coming up in our next segment, including some picks and predictions as well. But let's start with this segment with 4 Down Territory. All right, first down, Christopher Laud, what do you have for us today?
What is your lock of the week?
Lock
in
it
the
up.
NFL.
Lock it.
Lock it up.
You lock it up. To me, I'm not going to go the easy route because I think the highest point spread. Where did I see this? Dolphins are favored by 13. I wanted to pick a closer game, closer spread. Niners are favored by 11. You got the Ravens by 7.5. I'm going one that's decided by a touchdown or less. And my lock of the week, I think I ran this one before when they played in Detroit. I'm going to do it again. And that one I almost lost. But as far as a lock, all they have to do is win. Lions on the road at the Bears.
I don't usually do this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give my lock of the week.
Okay.
It's going to be the Raiders over the Vikings.
Really?
Yeah.
Your lock of the week.
Lock of the week.
Why is that?
Because our guy Chris is going to be there. And he is a cloud of negativity.
Ruin his trip. It's like the one time I go.
Because he's going and he's just like, oh, I just hope that they don't lose this game.
And so you're putting it out there that that's going to happen?
Yeah.
That could also be your upset of the week, but you're making it your lock. You're that convinced.
It's going to happen.
So he's going to have a miserable time.
No, he'll have a great time.
Okay, but his team's going to lose.
Yes.
I feel like you're rooting for that too.
I'm not rooting for that.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
I would love for his team to win.
Okay.
I would love for him to go to a sporting event where his team wins.
Yeah, he gets to do that quite a bit with the Kings.
That doesn't really count, though.
Yeah, he's kind of working that. But yeah, this is his team, a passion team, the Vikings. It's a cool trip, cool opportunity. We still have to go to Vegas. I want to go to Allegiant Stadium.
My friend wasn't allowed to go in.
Why?
Because it was a soccer game, and it was a U.S. soccer game, and for these events they have like pre games, and sometimes people can pre-game too hard.
Yeah,
and they said we're not letting you in. Well, the bad thing was he had his ticket. They let him go through, and then he was going in. They like scan your ticket before you go through like the metal detector. Goes in, and then like as he's going in, they're like, "You can't go in." He's like, "What?" He's like, "You can't go in." He's like, "Okay." So he kind of got himself back ready in the parking lot to like, "Okay, I feel good." I'm like, "Oh no, you ran your ticket already. You
oh no,
you can't come in. You can't come back in." Like, they never let me in to begin with.
Wow, that's brutal. How did he take the first rejection?
I think he's like, "Oh yeah, I can see that."
Good point. You caught me. Well done. You're good at your jobs. All right. So my lock of the week is the Lions over the Bears. You're going with the Raiders over the Vikings as your lock of the week. All right. Let's go to second down.
What is your upset of the week in the NFL?
Are you using that as well?
Yes.
Okay. So you got a double whammy on that, which I believe is a first. This one, call it a hunch. The Jets at home for the Texans. Zach Wilson, revenge, not on the Texans, but back in there as a starter. They're at home. They've got a good defense. I feel like the Texans have been flying high. They've also had some narrow escapes. They're a good team. But this feels like a classic kind of, hey, we're playing a 4-win team. We feel like we've arrived. We may overlook kind of thing. I'm probably doing an over analysis of this and maybe at the basic level. But matchup too, the Jets are a good defense. Offensively, there are moments that Zach Wilson can make that offense, I won't say hum, but function a little bit better, show its functionality. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Jets in my upset of the week, underdog by 3.5 over the Houston Texans. Kind of ruin the party here for what C.J. Stroud, not ruin the whole season, but ruin the week as well for C.J. Stroud.
Okay, weirdo, party of what?
Thank you. I will accept that and move on. All right, now how about third down?
Which game would you like to attend most this week in the NFL?
Well, I mentioned I want to go to Allegiant. I don't know if it's for the Vikings and the Raiders. That wouldn't be bad, but I would like to go there and see a game for sure.
I think that would be mine.
The Vikings?
Yeah.
Or
right
this
behind,
one specific?
But like 6 rows behind Watkins where he doesn't know I'm there.
So you could just observe?
Just to see what he does.
Knowing you would obviously film that.
No.
Not on your phone?
No.
So you just want the mental image of what you're looking at?
Yeah.
What do you think you're going to be seeing?
I'm not like that type of psycho that's going to hide from a friend and like film them when like their team loses.
You're not?
I'm not.
Okay.
I do know someone that would, but I'm not.
You would probably do that more in the plain side of day, like knowing that they.
Yeah, I would be in your face. Ha ha
ha. How do you think that's going to look for Chris Watkins?
What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, you said you like to be like 6 rows back observing him. What do you think you're going to be looking at?
It's going to be just 2.5 hours of anxiety.
Do you have a team that gives you that much? Well, yeah, you do. Man City,
Yeah.
right?
You've seen it.
Yeah.
My friend watched me watch a game one time. Like, they were watching the game with me, but just watching it. And it's like, during the game, he's like, "Are you even enjoying this?" And I'm like, "Does it look like I'm enjoying this? This is hell."
So, want to do it again on Saturday? Yeah.
See, I can't say that now because they've been winning just absolutely everything.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not going to be upset that they lost the game. But this was like years ago when they were on the precipice.
But I mean, do you get to that point too with if they're winning all the time and like 5-0? Like, okay, I mean, it's not that entertaining.
Oh, no,
Is
no,
it
no.
always great?
Oh, it's always great.
That's good. Okay,
because soccer is the king of petty sports fan. Like, you just want to, if you're winning, you want to rub it in.
Yeah. Hey, they only won 2-0. Let's get 3.
Yeah.
Let's get to 4 now. Let's keep going. Get to 5.
Let's get a hat trick.
Yes, exactly. The game I think I'd like to most attend this week is a toss-up between the Bills-Chiefs at Arrowhead. I think that's a great place to watch a game, and there's a decent amount of recent history in that one. But I think the best one, even though I don't know that I would love to be there for it, I think I'd like it better if it was in Philly, but Eagles at Cowboys. There's a rivalry. There's a lot on the line for this game, oh, by the way. Dallas is 9-3, perfect 6-0 at home. You got the Eagles at 10-2 after the loss last week to the 49ers. The rivalry nature of it, being at Jerry's place, I don't know if I care that much about that. But yeah, I think it's between the Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, Cowboys. I know, look, there's a nod to the Seahawks and Niners. That used to be a bigger game than it is. Still a rivalry there, but I feel like the Niners will handle their business. So I guess if I have to pick one, I'm partial to Mahomes. So give me Chiefs. Chiefs at home for the Bills. That Eagles-Cowboy game would be great. All right, how about fourth down?
If you could put one player from a non-playoff team in the non-existent NFL transfer portal, who would it be and what team would you have them join?
All right, so non-playoff teams right now. You know who I immediately went to was there's really high-level talent in a couple of positions on the Raiders. I would just make it gross, Chris, and put like Max Crosby on the Niners. Just give him another pass rusher. I mean, just make it absurd. Put someone like Devontae Adams on. Oh, Mahomes could use him. I mean, give Mahomes a great receiver. They've got Kelsey, but they'd have a bunch of random receivers. Like, give him
someone that can catch a ball.
Devontae Adams, like an elite receiver, route runner, good hands, and gets open on his own. That'd be pretty cool. And we say there's a non-existent NFL transfer portal, but they basically have it with trades. But if you could swap guys around, those are a couple I would think of. Maybe a healthy Aaron Rodgers could help. Well, his own team, the Jets, but probably could help a lot of teams.
This is sort of cheating because they're right on the line there. But if the Houston Texans didn't make it, I would have loved to see CJ Stroud in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, just put him on a playoff team, especially
put him on the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, some of those teams right now that are flirting with the playoffs.
Put them on Jacksonville.
That have their quarterbacks hurt. Yeah, like Cincinnati is close. Browns, could be in. Jacksonville's leading their division, but if they're going to be without Trevor Lawrence for a while, you want to give them a healthy quarterback. Yeah, and then who's going to win some of these crazy divisions like the NFC South when Atlanta's 500, everyone else is below. Only team eliminated so far from the postseason is Carolina with that impressive, 1-11 record. All right, that is 4 down territory. We will take the break here. When we come back, we're going to look at who's hot, who's not, and we got some picks and predictions with 3 in the key for tonight's Kings-Suns game and the pick 6 for the Niners and Seahawks, all before we get to Niners at 9 with Greg Papa. That's all coming up here on Sactown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports, at SactownSports.com.
United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Winter is coming. I know you know that, but are you prepared to keep your family warm all season long? At American Energy Heating and Air, their goal is to exceed your expectations of the heating and air industry by valuing the customer experience and making your home comfort system as efficient as possible for the most value. So book your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. Prevent dangerous gas leaks. Extend the life of that furnace and save on your energy bills. And here's the guarantee. This isn't a sales call. They're not getting in the door so they can try to sell you a bunch of stuff. No, they're just going to do what they say they're going to do. Call today to schedule an appointment at 916-520-9990 or go to AmericanEnergyAir.com. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. Get your $49 furnace tune-up and safety inspection today. 916-520-9990. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think happy Honda days. Let's explain. Happy is a good thing. We all like happy. Honda stands for quality, reliability, comfort, design, peace of mind, value at resale, and a lot more feel-good words. Days is how long you have left to take advantage of Elk Grove Honda's year-end clearance underway right now. Elk Grove Honda is located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or visit us at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers. And if you've even thought of replacing your old, outdated, inefficient windows, now is the time to take action.
Right now at Bell Brothers, when you buy one window, you'll get the second one for 30% off. That's right. Buy one, get the second one 30% off.
That's real savings, up to $6,000. You have to buy at least 4 windows to qualify, and you can't mix windows and doors. But beyond that, every second window is 30% off.
For example, when you buy 10 windows, you will get 5 windows at 30% off. We also have 0% interest financing available for qualified buyers. Call for details.
To take advantage of our buy one, get one 30% off sale, call Bell Brothers now at 916-444-1234 or find us online at theNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company and second opinion partner.
All right, who's hot, who's not, right here, right now, before we get to JR on the phone lines, and some of you for our pick 6 for 49ers and Seahawks, and 3 in the key for Kings and Suns. Chris, who's hot?
Tyrese Haliburton.
Yeah, he is.
Man, he had a monster game in that semifinal against the Bucks. He scored 27 points to go along with 15 assists and 7 rebounds. Also threw a block in there.
And did this.
Haliburton driving to his left, steps back, splash, splash, splash! The bench erupts, coming off the floor as one to embrace Tyrese Haliburton. That, Eddie Gill, was cold-blooded. Scoring!
Yeah, he's hot. Who's not?
The New Orleans Pelicans.
Why'd they waste our time?
They lost by 44 points, 133-89 against the Lakers. They were 35.8% from the field and were 7 of 31 from behind the three-point line. So only 22.6%.
Frauds.
Where was that against the Kings?
Exactly. Could have saved all of us. Kings could have beat the Lakers. It could have been Haliburton versus Fox and Sabonis. Buddy Hield in there as well.
Do you know what
Pacers?
Do you know what it felt like?
What?
Not as big, but it kind of felt like when the Warriors beat the Kings last year in Game 7, and then they went and just get destroyed. It's like,
yeah,
Kings would have beaten the Lakers.
I know. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you ruining things? You're ruining it.
Kings would have beat the Lakers easily.
Hell yeah.
And then destroyed the Pacers, but had to run into the Pelicans.
Yeah, and now they got to try to take care of business with the Phoenix Suns tonight. We're going to have Greg Papa joining us here at the top of the hour, but, I mean, we got JR right now. Who's got it better than us?
Happy holidays, young man.
How are you, JR?
Can we say that yet?
You did?
I did.
Yeah.
I know. I guess you can start saying it. Yeah, that Haliburton, he's a pretty good kid.
He is. He's not Brock Purdy, though.
Oh, he's no Brock Purdy. And let's talk a little bit about why people think Seattle and the Niners are a rivalry. They were a flash in the pan for a couple years. Oh, big do. People forget they were relegated twice. When they first came in, they were in the NFC, and they said, no, not good enough. Go to the AFC. AFC says, no, you're horrible. The CFL doesn't have room, so they go back to the NFC. I mean, people need to know the history. Besides Zorn and maybe Steve Largent, no names. Anyone remembers.
Do you think that they keep getting pushed back and forth between leagues because nobody likes their fans?
Well, that and their uniforms.
Yeah.
It's both of them. So you got that sea puke green thing, whatever, sea chickens. And then you got the fans that are like not very educated. They're usually out having coffee at Starbucks or, going Cobain on themselves or whatever it is. Sorry, that was deep.
That was
but
a little too
here's
deep.
the thing. Yeah. They've only been around for a while. So let's not create a rivalry out of something that doesn't exist. Let's get our 31-13 win again, because that's what Brock does. He's not a guy that has his hat backwards. He's a guy that wins games. I'm just a quarterback that wins games.
That's right.
All right?
Yeah.
That's it. He's golden boy. He sells hot tubs on Sundays. I love it. Bye-bye.
Bye, JR. Niners, Seahawks this weekend. There you go, JR. Thank you very much for that. We're going to have some projections here on this one coming up in a moment. Yeah, I think it's been a rivalry, though. Obviously, I think that really picked up the most with Harbaugh and Coach Carroll and those two teams meeting in conference championships and meaningful games. And, yeah, we've seen it before, but now it's, you kind of cycle through. You get to different times. But right now we've got this time where the 49ers have kind of established themselves as the best team in the NFC West. All right, Chris, let's do it. Let's fire up with our pick 6 for the 49ers and Seahawks. We were just talking about it with JR. He already gave us his score nugget, 31-13. We're not asking for final score. We're asking for the first 49er to score. We always ask that. That's our first question. I am putting down, and I already have written mine in, Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk is on fire. He is on fire. So I'm going to say Ayuk is the first 49er to score. What say you?
I'm going back to all reliable. The MVP man himself, CMC.
CMC. I like where you're going with that MVP talk. All right, next up, how about Brock? Big brain Brock. Yards for Brock Purdy. I have 249.
I've got 280.
280 for Brock Purdy. So do you legitimately have McCaffrey in the MVP race ahead of him or Purdy?
Do I think they should be, or
Who
I
would
think
you?
Christian McCaffrey.
Okay, good.
Because you have to every team has to plan against him.
Yeah.
And that's how Brock gets a lot of his open receivers.
Yeah.
Because you have to prepare for McCaffrey to do something, and he usually does, even when you are planning against him.
And he's already over 1,000 yards rushing, leads the NFL. I mean, to be the best in that category. Scores every week. He's a huge difference maker. All right, we're going to look for 49ers leading receiver. We want the person and the yards. I've got Brandon Ayuk this week for 87.
I'm going to say Deebo Samuel.
Deebo.
For 79.
Deebo was incredible last week. He ran with violence, with speed, with power. He was incredible. It's really good to see him play at that level again. All right, how about we're looking for team sacks in our pick 6 for the 49ers. How many sacks did they get as a team? I have 5 for the 49ers.
I've got 3.
5 and 3. Chase Young, Bosa, Armstead, all that crew, Hargrave. All right.
Was Armstead playing?
Oh, good point. I know he was banged up during the week. How about this? Halftime score. We don't always do this one. I'm going to throw this one in this week. I think it's going to be 17-0, 49ers at the half.
I think it's going to be 20-3.
20-3. So we have a 17-point cushion. Either you have 49ers there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Seahawks.
And lastly, a random stat. Something different, something weird. For me, based on my halftime score, I'm going to have that San Francisco never trails in this game.
I am going to say that a dumb Seahawks fan throws something on the field.
And stops it, and then Popovich comes in and says, "This isn't who we are."
Yes.
That was
Why
weird.
This game?
That was really weird, wasn't it, when Pop did that?
Weird.
I mean, I
at first, when I first saw that online, I was just like, oh, I thought it was like someone making a joke. And then when I saw the actual video, I'm like, oh my God, he actually did it.
And I still don't know how Kawhi felt about that.
I can give you an idea.
Okay.
He did not care. How would you even know how he felt?
You wouldn't, but I mean, you think he legitimately didn't care at all.
No.
I don't think he cared that they were booing him. I mean, I don't know. I think you know it. It's not like I don't want to say, oh, I didn't even hear it. You hear it. But for him, his old coach to do, I don't know. I just wonder how he felt about that.
Do you think that they've talked before about it? That's the only way I could see Popovich actually doing something about it.
Oh, like he said, hey, look, maybe
like it's just like a conversation. Like,
yeah, hey, if they ever got on you, I'd get on that microphone and say,
I'm saying more of a, oh man, like, you know, it kind of hurts my feelings when I hear them boo me and stuff like that. I think that, and then that's why.
You think Kawhi would ever say that, though?
But why wouldn't Popovich? I mean, ex-players have come back to San Antonio, and I'm sure they've been booed before.
I would think so. And in this case, it obviously bothered Pop.
And here's the other thing: is like a majority of Spurs fans do not like him because the team was putting out there, he's healthy, he just doesn't want to play.
Right. And then ultimately wanted to leave seemingly, and he left, and he was very successful for them. But then you see him win in title in Toronto. He's been good for the Clippers, not a title team, but yeah, that was weird. That was weird. So you've got your random stat that a Seahawks fan throws, a dumb Seahawks fan.
Yes.
Throws something on.
I mean, that's kind of,
yeah,
that's like saying little shrimp. I mean, it's just assumed.
All right, here we go. So we did our pick 6 for the 49ers and the Seahawks. More predictions. We got to transition now to the NBA because we got Kings basketball tonight. All right, Chris, I'm anxious to see this first one, your answer, because this is your favorite NBA player, I believe, still. Is Devin Booker your favorite NBA player?
Yeah, but Jaime Jaquez is making his way up there.
Oh, if Booker and Jaquez, the Suns and the Heat are playing each other, it probably wouldn't match up, but if they did, who are you rooting for?
It's tough. I don't know. I'd have to be put in that position.
I'm glad that you like my guy, Jaime.
Oh, I love Jaime.
Jaime Jaquez.
What a stud.
It's the perfect team for him to go to.
Yeah. And he's just spreading his wings.
He's a classic hard worker. Miami works probably people too hard, and Riley's regime there, but he wants that, and he's in it, and he's doing well there. But Booker, you've always been a fan of, so we are asking in our first category here on our 3 in the Key. Point total for Devin Booker tonight. Keep in mind, Beal's out, and now Kevin Durant is out. I have Booker for 43 points.
I've got less. 41.
No. I'm probably in trouble here because I established the higher number there. All right. How about the King Stars? Fox and Sabonis points. So total points for Fox, total points for Sabonis. I have 29 for Fox, 17 for DeMontis Sabonis.
I've got 33 for Fox and 19 for Sabonis.
And lastly, a random stat. Something different, something odd, something weird that you predict. besides the standard stuff. I have got Keegan Murray will have 6 or more three-pointers.
Ooh.
Big night for Keegs.
I'm going to say that Fox will not miss a free throw tonight.
Oh, yeah. I like that. But it's got to be, well, that's still your prediction. That it'll work either way. When I say that, I hope he has 8 or more attempts. But the other night that happened when the when the Kings played the Pelicans, Sabonis, who's been worse than Fox, went 10 for 10 from the line, and they lost that game. You don't want to miss those opportunities. So Fox will not miss a free throw. That's your prediction. All right. It's in. It's documented. It's on paper, so then you know it's official. We will be looking forward to those things tonight. We've got another hour ahead. When we come back in our final hour, Niners at 9. The voice of the 49ers, Greg Papa, will join us after that great win against Philadelphia, but also a look ahead to Seattle. He will join us. We'll look at the week in the NFL, what to watch tonight, celebrity birthdays, Friday fun and games, a jam-packed final hour of the week. That is straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-775-5622. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-775-5622. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-775-5622. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave letting you know Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room and primetime football location is back. Cap Casino giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game, offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Check it out. Capital Casino. And as always, please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Don't you just love this time of year and the holidays when families get together to make memories? Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. From the time I was a youngster, the family table was always filled with a gathering of grandparents, aunts and uncles, brothers and sisters. Those are memories that will live with me forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings holiday home sale going on right now gives you the opportunity to find the perfect holiday gift that will last a lifetime. You'll find unique gifts like gleaming accessories for every room, now 20% off. During Naturewood's holiday home sale, you'll find savings all around the store for every room in your home. Find your perfect bit of Christmas for your home at Naturewood Home Furnishings holiday home sale going on right now. The memories you make with your family will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hold on to your Santa hats because Elk Grove Kia is turning up the holiday heat with deals that'll leave you saying no, no, no money down. This Christmas, keep your wallet at home because Elk Grove Kia is making your dreams come true with 0 down payment. That's right, absolutely nothing out of your pocket to drive home in a brand new Kia today. Or if you're ready to slay the season in style, picture this, the award-winning 2024 Kia Telluride S all-wheel drive, the hottest sled in town, for just $439 per month plus tax. You heard it right, only $439. So whether it's the sleek 2024 Kia Telluride or the no money down offer, Elk Grove Kia says 0 hassles and 0 worries. ElkGroveKia.com. Qualified applicants, 0 down example spot number GK9133, 48 monthly, 0 down model number C3422, right 24 monthly, 439 plus tax, 4495, new signing, social security, plus residual, 33,352, and year fee, 7 monthly, this name GK9143 expires 12 months.
Elk Grove Kia.
Hey,
Hey, it's Juice and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you thought last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Deebo Samuel is loose. Touchdown! San Francisco, the Deebo dash.
What a play call. Quick perimeter screen, out to the left, quick snap. Debo's waving bye-bye.
Just their touchdown of the game.
Debo was destructive on Sunday. The 49ers, after that slow start, just could not be stopped. The man on the call, Greg Papa, as he joins us each and every Friday. Niners at 9 here. Greg, Jason Ross with you. How are you, Greg?
Good morning, Jason. A little bit worn out after that performance, and that was Debo's third, and the blocking on that play was just incredible. The entire offensive line. It's supposed to be a tunnel screen where you have, Trent gets out there and the wide receivers get out there, but they all got out. Even the right guard, Spencer Burford, was able to get out in space and make that block. The only guy that didn't get there was McKivitz. He was a fan blocker going the other way. So just the unselfish nature of this team. You got 9 guys blocking on every single play. The only guy that doesn't block is the guy with the ball in his hands and Brock Purdy. The other 9 guys are all blocking for each other. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and what I really appreciated about the game is, look, the Niners talk the talk, really. I mean, about this. They wanted this game. They, circled the calendar, I'm sure, like, look, we can't wait for the Eagles. They backed it up. I mean, I think after those first 2 series and the defense kept them in, and then when that offense got going, I mean, they just destroyed Philadelphia. And so for them to back it up, Greg, while waiting and wanting this game, I thought said a lot about the 49ers.
Without a doubt. I mean, after the first quarter got a little sideways, they scored touchdowns on 6 consecutive possessions. And they haven't done that since 1992.
Wow. And
there were long drives, 85 yards, 90 yards, 75 yards, 77 yards, 75 yards. The one at the end was on an onside kick. It was just 48 yards that Debo wanted. That was a 2-play drive. So they completely annihilated that team in every regard, in the way they rushed Jalen Hurts and shut down the running game. And the receivers had big statistical games, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, Jace, but they really shut that down too, as far as staying on top of them. But all that being said, Philadelphia was worn out. They had played 92 defensive snaps the previous week against Buffalo. The game went into overtime, so it was 67 minutes and 23 seconds of grueling football in the rain. They were worn out. They were in the middle of a really bad stretch of games. We'll see how they do in Dallas on Sunday, if they can get their legs back. This game's on Sunday this week completely different, because Seattle has not played since Thanksgiving night when they played us. They played the next Thursday after that in Dallas. So they're going to be coming in like the Niners did in Philly with 10 days of rest, and Seattle's going to be a desperate football team. They've lost 3 in a row. Pete Carroll's never lost 4 in a row. So they're going to be obviously geeked up for this game. So I think there were so many factors that led to the Niners just rolling them in the game. Now, the Niners are that good, but I think Philadelphia is better than what they showed on Sunday.
Yeah, and one other part of that game that I thought was not necessarily a turning point, but could have been, was, the Niners were starting to get into that rhythm. They're scoring, as you said, they're maybe halfway through the 6 scoring drives, maybe 3 in, and it's 21-13. And, at some point, then you get that emotional moment with Greenlaw and, their security guy, Dom. Like, it felt like, and you were there, did it feel like there was a crowd sense like, okay, this could be where the game could turn? Did you feel that? Was it palpable there?
Totally. That's where the game got going, was that sideline play to Devontae, and Trey made a mistake. I lifted him up and trying to suplex him, and he did lighten up on him. He didn't slam him to the ground. He really could have hurt him. Devontae Smith weighs 170 pounds. I mean, he's more of an NBA two-guard than he is a NFL wide receiver. But he, or even two guards aren't that light, really. But anyway, and it just got out of hand. Dom and my brother knew Dom in Philadelphia for a long time. He was standing right there and he overreacted because the play was right in front of him. But overall, he's a good guy. But it got insane when the tempers got going and they both got run and the link was lit. I mean, you could feel it. Then they get down to the scoring area. The Niners held him on first down on the brotherly shove. I thought they quietly did something really creative on that, coming around from the backside and grabbing Jalen in a horse collar. Chase Young did, which is something to note when you play that team again on January 28th on Championship Sunday. But when they scored, it was on. That's why that next drive was really the critical one, to be able to answer them with another touchdown. And that was the play where Debo broke a tackle and was able to run in the end zone for a touchdown. So that play was really huge. And he had so many amazing runs in the game. But that 48-yard touchdown run, and they had him at a little bit over 20 miles per hour, the same speed that he had basically on the end around touchdown, his first one. But I don't think I've ever seen Debo run faster than that. He broke one tackle with Nicholas Morrow, the linebacker, right in the middle of the field, and then he accelerated so fast. He ran by everybody. He ran by Bradbury, ran by Slay. Great block by Kittle to get him in the end zone over Slay at the end. But you're exactly right. After that sideline dust up and them getting in on the brotherly shove, it was on. And then Debo quickly silenced them with that dash.
So now, as you get to this week, you brought up Seattle. They've had some time to get ready for this game. I look back at the Thanksgiving game. The Niners ended up winning that one, but there was a moment in that game too where the Niners are in control. You get to late third, early fourth. Seattle kind of controlled the third quarter. They had a window of really making that interesting. So how do you anticipate this one being back at home for the Niners going on Sunday?
Well, they're going to be desperate, and you're right. The first half of the Seattle game on Thanksgiving night was as dominant as the Niners have been. I know they've done Dallas and the Philadelphia games. Dallas the first 3 quarters, then they kind of called off the dogs in the fourth quarter. The Philly game, it was the last 3 quarters because they started slowly the first quarter. But as far as 2 quarters, the Seattle game on Thanksgiving night, they didn't let those guys breathe. It was an assault. And then they, Brock changed the play, the can call, the double can call to let up against the goal line. And he threw a pick 6 to Jordan Brooks. Brooks probably won't play in this game. He's got an ankle injury. But the key thing, I think, this week is they're going to get Kenneth Walker, the third back, K9. They're a great running back. And he actually won the Offensive Rookie of the Year, or finished second Offensive Rookie of the Year last year. Garrett Wilson won it in New York with the Jets. But he finished ahead of Brock. He was second and Brock was third. And he had a great year last year. He rushed for 1,000 yards. We didn't see him on Thanksgiving night. The week before their loss to the Rams at SoFi, he went out in the first quarter with an oblique. So I think he's coming back in this game. The Niners are thinking he's going to come back. They may have Charbonnet, the other back too, the rookie out of UCLA. He's got a bruised knee, but Charbonnet's more of a downhill pounder. K9, they call him in Seattle, Kenneth Walker the third, because he wears number 9. He is electrifying. He's a home run hitter. He's a jump cutter. He slips in and out of tackles smoothly, and then he can take it to the house. So I think that's going to be their major change, is the offense getting a boost from K9. They played better. The week after game, the Thursday night game against Dallas, it'll be 10 nights before the game on Sunday. They scored 35 points in that game. How often do you score 35 and lose the game? So they're having problems on defense. but on offense, they can be explosive. And we'll see the matchup. I think it's Charvarius Ward following DK around. But the main thing they're going to bring is this is a desperate team. You know, when October ended, when the Niners went into their bye week, Seattle was in first place in the NFC West. They were ahead of the Niners. And they went to Baltimore when the Niners were on their bye, and they got rolled. They gave up like 298 yards rushing. And they've not been the same team. They barely beat Washington at home with a bunch of field goals, but they've lost 3 in a row. I don't think Pete's ever lost 4 in a row in the NFL. So if they lose this game, Jace, then they got a home game with Philadelphia on Monday Night Football the week after. I mean, right now their season is slipping away. The way the Rams are playing, the way Green Bay is playing, the Seahawks may not make the playoffs this year if they lose this game Sunday.
Yeah, and you know, for them, I know the Niners probably have bigger things in mind as far as winning the NFC overall and trying to get that top seed, but you still got to take care of the NFC West. A win this week would, I mean, it feels like that it would basically wrap that up. I know they still play the Rams one more time, but I mean, the Niners are in such good position division-wise, and now you're trying to really chase that 1 seed, and I think that's such a huge advantage, Greg, if they could do that, getting one less game, being at home. How critical to their overall success do you think it is to get the 1 seed?
Well, I do. I think that's the goal. They haven't publicly stated that, but I think that is the goal. But first, you got to win the division. And we kind of thought when this 3-game stretch started at Seattle on Thanksgiving, at Philadelphia, home to Seattle, if the Niners won all 3, I thought you're going to wrap up the NFC West with a win over Seattle. But because the Rams have won 3 in a row, the Rams are 6-6. So if the Niners win this game Sunday, I think they eliminate Seattle from winning the NFC West, but they don't eliminate the Rams. Now, the Rams got Baltimore earlier in the day, and I had our PR staff run all the permutations, but it's not. I thought if the Rams lost before our game, would we be able to wrap up the West in the afternoon? That's not the case. It's going to come down to later in the year. But assuming they win the NFC West, that'll be what you first set out to do to win the division. But they want to be the 1 seed. But the reality, Chase, even if Philadelphia loses to Dallas on Sunday, Philadelphia, the Niners would move ahead of them. There's no doubt. But Philadelphia has a lot of winnable games. You know, will they go to Lumen Field and beat Seattle on Monday Night Football? They could run the table. Even if they lose to Dallas on Sunday, it's conceivable Philadelphia runs the table at Seattle, and they have home games with the Giants in Arizona. Then they go to the Giants. Now, Giants are a division team. That could be tricky, but if they do win their last 4, are the Niners going to run the table? They did last year, but the one game I'm looking at, obviously, is a very tough game. Will be the Christmas night game against Baltimore. And then even the Arizona game after the Seattle game, Arizona's going to have their bye week, and they're before they play the Niners. So they're going to be rested. They're playing better. They got Connor back. They beat Pittsburgh last week. So, yes, you want to be the 1 seed, but I think there's what the win in Philadelphia did was give you a chance to be the 1.
Yeah.
If you had lost that game, it would have been almost impossible to catch Philadelphia. Now, and I think this is good for football, because the Niner game, and they're going to have Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson on that game. It's the big Fox game, Aaron Andrews and Tom Rinaldi. And then the Sunday night game is going to be Philadelphia. And then a week after, they flex Philadelphia into Monday Night Football. So it just makes the battle for the number 1 seed in the NFC all that more important. And ultimately, that may decide who goes to the Super Bowl and wins the Super Bowl. But really, that was the talking point going into the game last week in Philly. But as we were pulling away from Lincoln Financial Field, the way the Niners played that game, I think the guys feel with full confidence, if we do have to go back in here and play them on January the 28th, it may not go exactly the same, and you're going to have to change the game plan and how you rush Jalen a little bit. They know now he's going to get that mush rush, so they'll be ready for it. But I think this team is very confident, as long as they stay healthy between then and now, and then throughout that game, that even if they have to go to South Philly to play that game, they can beat these Eagles.
Talk with Greg Papa here on the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Greg, as far as health-wise, is Armstead expected to go this week?
No, I think the feeling is he will miss this game. and then he may miss the Arizona game. I think it'd be great to get him back on Christmas. So he's got a little something going on with his knee. But and he got hurt on the second play of the game in Philadelphia. So he played as many snaps. I think it was 37 that he could get through that game. But they're deep at D-line. I think Javon Kinlaw will start. And then you've got Kevin Givens rotating up behind. Obviously, you've got Davon Hargrave. Then you got Khalil Davis, who had his first NFL sack last week. He could certainly rotate in. It's possible they bring Ty McGill up from the practice squad. He's still there. I don't know if they have to do that. They have guys that play in that could move inside, like Randy Gregory is a guy a lot like Arden Key used to, or Charles Omenihu. They can move an end inside. They can move Chase Young inside. Chase has played some snaps next to Bosa. You know, those Buckeye bookends have gone inside with the Buckeye blitz, whether they're standing up or whether they're down in 3 and 4 point stances. So I don't think Armstead will go Sunday. Then you look to can he make Arizona. The key thing would be to get him back to that Baltimore game.
All right, last one for you on this. It's a good spot the Niners are in where they're playing, that they've got candidates. If you were picking a league MVP, are you leaning, maybe it's a non-Niner, but if it's a Niner, are you leaning McCaffrey or Purdy in that case?
Wow, that's really impossible. It's impossible. It's like saying which one of my children do I love the most. I mean,
they're both so important.
Well, I got 5 kids, so I'd give them 20% each.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the epicenter of this offense and the crisis point is McCaffrey on the handoff. And whether or not Brock gives it to him or pulls it and they run the keep boot game, that's where you get into a conflict. If you're Bobby Wagner of the Seahawks, and Bobby Wagner is a first ballot Hall of Famer, but you're watching that handoff, and if you are one step late to get to McCaffrey, you're cooked, whether it's on the outside zone going play side or the cutback or inside run or anything. But if you step up too far, like one step, and you think he's going to take it on the run, then they're going to get behind you, whether it's McCaffrey himself or a Debo dig or an Ayuk slant or Kittle over the middle or name the poison. You're going to get arsenic. I mean, it's just so that to me is the balance of the football team and how unselfish they are. And the numbers are some of the numbers on this team. If you looked at their pass receptions leaders for the team, McCaffrey leads with 51. Ayuk has 50. Kittle has 50. I mean, it's unbelievable. And then you got Ayuk, is going to get 1,000 yards this week. McCaffrey's got 1,000 yards rushing. And, Debo's got 38 receptions, but he missed essentially 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Two full games, and he got hurt the first play of the game in Cleveland. So the balance on the way they do it. So I don't look at it that way. It would be to me, McCaffrey is the most essential. But if you lose Brock, you lost the quarterback. So I can't even go there. What I would say is the fact that there's 2 guys, and even I'm grappling with picking one. I can't pick who the Niner MVP is. So I think when the voters, and there's 50 voters for the AP Most Valuable Player Award, it's nobody in the Bay Area gets a vote. It's all national people. There may be some people based in the Bay Area nationally, but it's not like one of the Niner beat writers get a vote and one in every of the 32 cities, and you pick 18 national guys. It's all national voters. And I just think my own thought is because McCaffrey's such a strong candidate, Jason, he will take some votes away from Brock. And the way they vote, it's like the NBA MVP. It's not just one guy. You vote, I'm not even sure, is it top 3, top 5? You vote for multiple guys and you slot them first place, second place, third place, and they vote them all up. They add them all up. And then I don't know if you get these NFL research packets. I get them every week. There's just always a chunk in there about the Niners, the 3-game losing streak without Trent Williams and without Debo Samuel, and how the Niners scored exactly 17 points in the 3 games. When those guys were all there, they're averaging way over 30, and they haven't lost. So I just feel like there's a national narrative to not give the award to Brock, that he's got too many stars on this team. He can't even pick the MVP on his own team. It could be McCaffrey, and Christian may take some of those votes away. And he didn't rise his team above it during the losing streak because they didn't have Debo and they didn't have Trent. And when he's only good when he has all his weapons. Now, we all know how ridiculous all that is, and it's the ultimate team sport. But I just get a vibe that Brock will finish in the top 3. But I don't know who they'll pick. Maybe it's the winner of this game Sunday night between Hurts and Dak. Maybe it's Tyreek Hill in Miami if they're the 1 seed. What if Tyreek goes for 2,000 yards? Could a wide receiver win the award for the first time ever? Jerry Rice never won that award. He won Offensive Players of the Year, Super Bowl MVPs, but he never won the league MVP. No wide receiver ever has. So it's hard for me to vote because McCaffrey's so damn good, but Brock is big brain Brock, and he makes it all work. But I don't know. I just get a feeling as though, although Brock is worthy in a lot, I mean, look at the numbers. And if you're to me, you can't vote a quarterback over him. If you want to vote maybe Tyreek, then that's a different argument.
Yeah.
But I just get the feeling that America is just not ready to give the league most valuable player award to the guy they still deem, for whatever ridiculous reason, to be Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be – I mean, maybe the last couple of weeks will dictate that. It's good that the Niners have a couple of candidates in the way they played last week. Let's hope there's more of the same. Greg, we always appreciate catching up with you. Have a great call this week, and we look forward to talking to you next Friday.
See, I always thought Dave was the MVP of this show, but hell, we don't need Dave. You just keep winning.
Exactly.
Dave. It's unbelievable.
That's right.
It's unbelievable.
I want my votes
He's
too.
Very overrated. Overrated. Overrated.
Yes. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much, Greg. You've given us a drop forever. Thank you very much.
You're gonna get mad at me next week when it comes back.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's all right. That's all right.
Thanks, Greg.
Be good, brother. Thanks. Dude.
All right, that's the great Greg Papa joining us there. We appreciate him as always, and you'll get a chance to hear Greg this weekend. Him and Tim Ryan Sunday right here on Sactown Sports. Chris, I know you're gonna cut that up. That's for sure. All right. So again, thank you to Greg Papa. This weekend, besides the 49ers game and the Seahawks, you do have a couple of the games to check out. Of course, we alluded to it a little bit there in our conversation. The Sunday night game, the Cowboys and the Eagles. And as much as Greg said, I really look at both of these teams because I feel like too many people have just dismissed the Cowboys as the Niners trashed them. They're just not very good. Like they'll get their wins. They're beating everybody that's not a good team. Well, I think they could change that narrative a little bit this week, but really where they're going to have to change their narrative about them is in the postseason because Dallas has been a good team. They've been a playoff team. They just haven't won the biggest games in the postseason. So that's still what's missing from them. So they've got an equally important game. Look, we're looking at this from the Niners' perspective and the Eagles' perspective, but if the Cowboys were to win, they too would join that Niners and Eagles group. You'd have, assuming the Niners win this week, and that's an assumption, but if they did, San Francisco would be 10-3. If Detroit wins against Chicago, I gave you that as my lock of the week earlier, they would be 10-3. Philadelphia loses to the Cowboys. Philadelphia's 10-3. Cowboys 10-3. Now you can do head-to-head. Yeah, the Niners beat Cowboys and Eagles, but the Lions aren't in that mix as far as who's played who. So the last couple of weeks then would become critical. And Greg gave you the Eagles schedule after this week. If they were all 10-3, they've got the Seahawks, the Giants, the Cardinals, and the Giants. Very winnable. I think Dallas is the most difficult schedule, if I'm not mistaken, of the 4 teams. After this week, they've got the Bills, the Dolphins, the Lions, and the Commanders. So that Lions-Cowboys game in week 17 could be critical. For Detroit, if they win this week to get to 10-3, they finish with Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. So not the easiest. And then the 49ers, we talked about that Ravens game. I know still to come for them. They've got, if they win Sunday and you go to 10-3, they would finish with Cardinals, Ravens, Commanders, Rams. So the lineup is set, and I think besides those games, the Niners and the Seahawks, the Cowboys and the Eagles, some other things to watch this Sunday as far as some sneaky good games, and this one I wouldn't even say is sneaky, but you get the Bills and Chiefs. It really feels like a critical game for Buffalo. They are trying to make the postseason. They were one of the teams people said to watch out for. They're 6-6. 10-7 might get them in, but if you're 6-7 needing to win out, you're falling farther and farther behind the Dolphins potentially there, and you're still trying to win that division or get in the postseason. So that's a big game. And then you got some weird, sneaky games. I mean, the Colts and Bengals are 2 teams that trying to make the postseason. Colts are above 500. Bengals right there at 500 with Jake Browning starting. Jags and Browns, both with good records, both with backup QBs going this week. So a couple of things to watch this week in the NFL. Again, our thanks to Greg Papa. Anything you ever miss on the show, go back to SactownSports.com. We have the shows podcasted for you. You can listen to all of the shows at any time, on demand, when you want them, whether it's the Drive Guys in the afternoon, the middays with Styles and Watkins, or Carmichael Dave and myself in the mornings. All that stuff is podcast on Sactown Sports, and you can check it out. All right, when we come back, what to check out tonight, also celebrity birthdays before we wrap up the show with Friday fun and games, all that straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
Overrated.
It's that time of year again. Sactown Sports is welcoming Santa back to town for the 40th annual Santa Parade, Saturday, December 9th in downtown Sacramento. Grab the family and join us as we celebrate Santa's arrival with marching bands, superheroes, cheer squads, and more. Parade starts at 10 a.m. at 14th and N.
We'll see you Saturday, December 9th in downtown for the Santa Parade with Shriners Children's Northern California, California National Guard, and Attic Man Heating and Air Conditioning. Get more information at SactownSports.com.
Carmichael Dave here for Jiffy Lube, your proud sponsor of the Drive of the Game. Now listen to every Kings game for Gary Gerald's Drive of the Game call. Then listen to Jason and myself the next morning for a chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area. Get your vehicle ready for the holiday driving season at Jiffy Lube today. Oil changes, wiper blades, tire rotations, and more. For more information, go to jiffylube.com.
As we come together to celebrate the end of this long, long year, Stockton Honda has savings to bring us all cheer. Happy Honda Day savings and selection galore. Stockton Honda's online express purchase and great people give you more.
Save on 400 new Hondas at Stockton Honda during Happy Honda Days. Shop in person or online with our express purchase option.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Will Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers brass go all the way this season? Could the Niners win their first Super Bowl since 1995? Join us throughout the season to hear all the games and all the analysis on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Expect a cool but a dry start to the day. May see some patches of fog, but the fog will lift pretty much as we head through the afternoon. Looking bright and breezy, highs today, low 60s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. There's no better time to visit Elk Grove Honda than during our year-end clearance sale in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Yep, 'tis the season. Hi, if you're like me, you take pride in your gift giving. Well, I've got a terrific idea for you. Gift cards from the Good Feet store. Okay, so arch supports aren't exactly what they've been hinting for, but you know they'd love them. And with the Good Feet lifetime warranty, it's a gift they'll enjoy forever. Buy a Good Feet gift card now, and Good Feet will boost its value 20%. That's a 20% gift free from the Good Feet store. If you have someone on your list who's on their feet all day, has sore feet, knee, hip, or back pain, or even plantar fasciitis, maybe needs an energy boost, or just wants to maintain their active lifestyle, a Good Feet Arch Support gift card could be the perfect gift.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
This is Jeff Scott. Did you know there's a way to outsmart COVID if you get it? Now, there are medicines that can treat COVID whether or not you've been vaccinated, which is great news, especially if you're over 50. If taken in the first 5 days of having symptoms, COVID medicines can help stop the illness from getting serious. Call a healthcare provider or the statewide COVID hotline at 833-422-4255 to learn more about COVID medicines. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
At Sherman, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
When you're rolling Sherman, don't you soft on the party. Let's just muscle roll it back, everybody. Sherman's irresistibly soft and hella nice. The grip is always taut. It's our party vice. Every booty wanna touch the sky.
Sherman Ultra Soft is irresistibly soft and more absorbent, so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Sherman.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's got to be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, this is Travis Kelce, NFL tight end and proud member of the Lowe's home team. Lowe's knows when you've got the best price, you've already won. That's why we offer the lowest price guarantee. If you find a better price online or in store, we'll match it. Now you can score on the top brands from the Lowe's home team picks, like Scotts, LG, and DeWalt. So take on your projects with confidence. Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retail partner of the NFL.
Price match applies to same item, current price of qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Pro Paint Days are back for MVP's Pro Rewards members at Lowe's. Now through December 15th, you can earn 10% back in paint rewards via Lowe's e-gift card when you spend $100 or more on qualifying paint purchases. Plus, save $10 on a new and exclusive 5-gallon pail of HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Drywall PVA Primer and Sealer. Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Offers valid 12/4 through 12/15. Exclusions, restrictions, and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
If you're a luxury car enthusiast, Mercedes-Benz of Stockton invites you to experience the Mercedes-Benz of fully electric vehicles. And your first Mercedes-Benz electric car comes with bonus cash back of up to $7,500 and 2 years of prepaid vehicle maintenance on select models. Purchase or lease a Mercedes-Benz all-electric car and receive 2 years of complimentary charging. See our gorgeous Mercedes electric vehicles at mbofstockton.com.
This segment is brought to you by Light the World Giving Machine.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
On Sactown Sports.
All right, back here on the show. Look who came in. My friends came in early.
There you
Styles
go.
and Watkins.
Anything for you.
Oh, I appreciate that. My day's been made. I mean, first, Christopher Laud brought in donuts.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly,
Donuts,
Greg
okay.
Papa just called Carmichael Dave overrated.
Ooh.
I mean,
With a chant?
He did overrated with a chant. I put in the clap, but yeah.
That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get better than that.
Yeah.
Can we turn that into a promo?
Oh, it
gotta be.
with Chris here.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's a
It's a
lock.
wrap.
He already turned that around. I'm like, Chris, I know you're, and then it was like he already had it. He had it ready.
Is Dave rated? That's the question.
Properly rated, overrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did join us earlier. He's still sick, but
There
he
you go.
sounded like it today. I was like, oh man, he's not well.
I was thinking
In a
he
lot of
still
ways.
went to Vegas. I was getting concerned there before I heard him today. I was like, maybe he just bought his tickets early, non-refundable. He was just like, I'm just gonna go and then say.
You could be right because he didn't do StreamYard, so he would. There were no visuals. Could have been in Vegas.
I don't.
You know what? You're going to Vegas. We're gonna find out if you see him.
I'll definitely look out for him. That's
Drop
for
a
sure.
pin, Dave. Drop a pin.
I'm excited for your.
I don't know if you can afford the places that Dave goes to in Vegas.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Wow.
It's a really good point.
Are you going to partake in gaming in Vegas?
I might put a little something on the game tomorrow for sure. I'm not really a big table guy. Definitely not a big machines guy either. Just kind of feel the machines I really don't get. Like that I get if you're just like trying to waste 20, 30 minutes, but
in the airport.
In the airport maybe, or you're just, caught
I
in
know
between
people that
events or
have.
something.
Yeah.
I feel like Alan's big table guy.
You know I am.
Yeah, I was like the socialness of it, competitive.
Come on now. You know I love it.
Yeah.
I love
The best friends I've ever met are at a craps table. But it's just when you're on that craps table.
Right.
It's the only spot you want to hang out with them. But they're great friends.
What's funny to me is when it's roulette and you're being really nice to the spinner person, and somebody comes in and they're just a complete jerk and they win. And I'm just looking up to the sky thinking, really? Nothing for being a good guy. Huh?
Right.
I guess I'll just be
over
a
here?
jerk too. Yeah.
So roulette's your game, or?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. I like to say I like to lose slowly and socially. So that's why roulette is my game.
That could happen in blackjack.
I like blackjack too.
Yeah, blackjack's a lot of fun, especially if you get a great table.
Every time I've been taught craps so many times, but it's towards the end of the night, and
it's confusing.
It's confusing.
Memory's a little leaky.
It's confusing, and then I try to remember all over again. So I just stick to roulette.
I think people think it's like, it's basically you're making, it's like side bets.
Yeah.
For everything.
It's just so much going on, and I'm with my buddies and like, come on, ride this one, ride that one. I'm like,
it is one of those things that you have to play it, and then you start to pick up on it like, oh, okay. And then usually you have to get on like a slower table, and then dealers are usually nice enough to like, oh, what is that? Oh, that's if you want to do this and this.
Right.
Okay, I want to do this. You know what? You get better odds if you just do this. Oh, okay, thank you.
Right. So first of all, you need a good dealer who's willing, and hopefully they're hoping, hey, hopefully this guy wins and they'll slide me something. So you go in the daytime is what you're supposed to do. You go in the daytime, but then I walk in and I see all these open roulette tables and my eyes
Like,
go,
I gotta go there.
I know. I gotta go. This is my chance.
So if all the tables are open, you're going to roulette first.
Oh yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Oh yeah. I know it doesn't make the most sense, but
it's with craps. I don't want an empty table, but I don't want like a packed table.
Yeah. But that's the one I would say universally in any casino, the loudest is the craps table. If it's going well, you're like, what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Like, they're having a lot of fun.
There's always some guy with a cowboy hat. Come on, baby. Snake eyes, baby.
I always like the guy that has like the system where they like rub the table. Like,
Oh,
one,
yeah,
two, three. Then they get their dice how they like it, and then they 1, 2.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There are many casino quirks of people.
Very unhealthy.
Yes. To machine people like that get into like a certain bonus, like tap the machine or tap the screen,
and then
like,
pull.
I'm like, what is?
But that's what I was gonna say. I can't. I think it was a family member or somebody that they did well at the airport.
Okay,
on the way out. It can be done, but you're probably that one. Right. So I would say don't play because they just took care of business.
I would be scared. I'm always a little bit scared to win big to start because it's just like I still want to play, but I don't want to lose everything.
No, get out.
Feels
That's
like
what they want you to
used
do.
your luck, too.
Right. And then I don't know if this is why Chris doesn't like the machines, but are we worried about any riggatry going on?
I guess I haven't. Probably I should.
Rigged. It's kind of, it's always you're always gonna, especially the completely digital ones.
Well, that's the one. Here's what's weird is I will play slots. I do like to play slots, but where I start to get that line of thinking of this is rigged against me is if it's like video blackjack.
Right, exactly. Because it's like you could put any card up.
Right,
Like you could make any card go up there.
But then why wouldn't that be the same thought of mine for me for Wheel of Fortune
or roulette
whatever slot?
Yeah, or roulette, the digital roulette.
Right. Yeah,
right.
Like, I don't think I trust
at least
this.
Right. At least when it's real.
I see it a lot harder.
Do you remember that story? It was, I don't know, time is kind of confusing now. It was at least 2 years ago where I believe it was either in Vegas or Reno. And basically there was a broken machine, and this person and their buddies would keep going back and just cashing out. They eventually got caught, and you got to give all this money back. No, I don't.
Yeah, I was like, get caught.
Yeah.
Wait, get caught doing what?
I guess it came out that it was broken, and I don't know what happened.
Aren't all machines broken?
Yeah. This is not broken when I don't win money, so how do I know those aren't broken?
Hey, you're too good. Get out of here.
Exactly.
Well, no, this is your machine. You didn't fix it.
Yeah. So
take advantage of
there
it.
you go. Hopefully that's Chris.
Yes, exactly.
You won't see me on Tuesday, that's for sure. That's me.
All right, guys, it's time for an early edition of Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Friends and Crumble Cookies. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than crumble cookies.
What's the grade for today's birthdays? We get the whole weekend spread, so usually that's...
Oh, I just did today. I didn't do the weekend. Yeah, so
must
let's
be
see.
a good one. Usually you have
7.
to fish if it's bad.
7. Not bad.
It's pretty decent.
We'll start with this first name, though. Happy birthday, Nikki.
Minaj.
That's the correct answer.
So she dropped the album today.
Okay, how old
on
is
her birthday?
How old is Nicki Minaj?
And Nicki
today?
Minaj is a classic, older than you would think.
Really?
So I'm actually gonna go. I'll go too high. I do like Nicki. I will go 44.
Okay.
Wow. I would have said 34, but I'll go 36.
That's where I was going to go. So I'm going to say 38.
We have a tie, 41. Tied between Alan and Chris.
I feel like Alan should get that for putting the
the
info there.
Right,
you know?
right.
Happy birthday, Dwight
Howard.
Correct.
Eisenhower.
Shout out.
Schrute.
Dwight Schrute. Dwight Howard is how old today?
I mean, he's been in the league, right? Is he 39?
39.
I don't know.
I like that.
38.
38.
37.
Oh, we have a correct answer, guys, and it belongs to SWAT.
Oh.
38. Happy birthday, Philip
Rivers.
Seymour Hoffman.
Wow, you've gotten all three today. Philip Rivers. Seymour Hoffman.
12 kids.
12 kids.
The dream.
A lot of kids.
A lot of kids. How old is Phil Rivers?
I mean, if you got 12. If you got 12, you must
How
have
do you
started
do
early.
anything with 12
Is it
kids?
12 or is it
That's
10?
tough.
You
Either way,
have to
it's
be
a ton.
rich.
Yeah.
You have to be rich.
Alan, you got one kid right now. Imagine having 12.
I'd love it, but I'm not rich. Not yet. Philip Rivers is 45.
43.
He was just in the league, guys. He's 41.
We have a tie, 42 between the two
Yeah, the
Chris's.
kids were throwing me off.
Happy birthday, Josh.
Rosen.
Hamilton.
McCown.
We missed our Josh. Josh Donaldson.
Ah.
Okay.
How old is Josh Donaldson today?
That's an interesting one. I'm going to go 34.
I'll say 37.
30. I'll go 36.
Chris Watkins for the win, 38 for Josh Donaldson.
Dang.
And we'll end with happy birthday, Jeff.
Bridges. Garcia.
King of the Jeffs over here.
Yeah. Not heard the
Never
correct.
dim.
Former number one pick in the NFL, Jeff George,
Oh.
quarterback.
2 first names.
I think Raider and Viking quarterback.
Correct. Was he Viking?
So,
He's a Colt, Raider. Anyway, Jeff George. How old is Jeff George today?
no idea.
Someone said it.
55.
Yeah, there's no way. 53.
50. 54.
Chris Watkins for the win, 56. Almost got
Oh.
right on. Happy birthday to Jeff George. All right, break time for us. Come back Friday. Fun and games to wrap up the week. That is next here on Sactown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
On December 9th, witness a mind-bending show like no other with The Clairvoyants Holiday Spectacular at Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville, featuring mind-reading, magic tricks, and illusions, with a special appearance from Mr. Coney Handini, the world's first mind-reading dog. Get your tickets now to see The Clairvoyants live, only at
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Hey, it's Deuce and Mo. Make this Christmas unforgettable by shopping at our friends Sharif Jewelers.
Do you even remember what you got last Christmas?
No.
Well, you got to make this one memorable.
Okay.
Make sure to go into Sharif Jewelers. You can get diamond studs, tennis bracelets. There's so many classic, timeless pieces that can be worn every single day, available in both lab-grown and natural mined.
In so many different price points. So don't go anywhere else this holiday season. Support a local, family-owned business rooted in Sacramento for 30 years. Sharif Jewelers.
Hey there, listen up, Sacramento. Ready to make this holiday season unforgettable? Well, we've got something that'll have you jingling all the way. Picture this, a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for only $279 per month plus tax with no money down. No, I did not stutter. No money down. That's right. Zip, zero, nada. Elk Grove Kia is spreading the joy this Christmas, and we're making it easier than ever for you to drive home in style. So why wait? I will say it again. Head on down to Elk Grove Kia and drive home your new 2024 Kia Forte LXS today. with absolutely no money down. Elk Grove Kia is your go-to destination for top-notch quality and unbeatable service. Elk Grove Kia in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, or go to elkgrovekia.com. Plus tax, 0 customer cash, signing residual of 10,000, 250 Visa, 10 year 26 per mile over 0 security.
Elk Grove Kia.
The 49ers Report, brought to you by E.B. Stone. E.B. Stone, for the life of your garden. The 49ers walked into Philadelphia and took care of business last Sunday, stopping the Dirty Birds 42-19. Quarterback Brock Purdy had 314 yards passing, while Deebo Samuel contributed 138 total yards and 3 touchdowns. The Red and Gold are now 1 game out of the top spot in the NFC and will look to keep their winning streak going when they face Seattle at home in Week 14.
Celebrating over a century as a family-owned business, E.B. Stone has gathered invaluable insights into nurturing plant growth. Venture into indoor planting with E.B. Stone's Edna's Best indoor and outdoor potting soil. Watch your little plants flourish into ideal indoor companions for the whole family to relish during the holidays. E.B. Stone's indoor and outdoor potting soil is a meticulously crafted blend of essential ingredients. Your plants will thrive, both indoors and outdoors. Trust E.B. Stone for the entire lifespan of your garden. Explore more gardening tips, products, and find nearby locations at ebstone.org. Wishing you a season filled with joy and flourishing green.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no account to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, our recipe for happy holidays is to think Happy Honda Days. Let's explain. Happy is a good thing. We all like happy. Honda stands for quality, reliability, comfort, design, peace of mind, value at resale, and a lot more feel-good words. Days is how long you have left to take advantage of Elk Grove Honda's year-end clearance underway right now. Elk Grove Honda is located in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard, or visit us at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
We have finally made it to Friday
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games.
on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, back here on the show. Friday Fun and Games coming your way in just a moment. We got Styles and Watkins in studio. You were ready.
Oh, yeah.
You just wanted to.
Gotta do it.
What's coming up on the show today, guys?
Yeah, a lot of talk about, that guy, Tyrese Haliburton, doing the Dame celebration, just him in general, and whether or not this turns into a must-win for the Kings with Kevin Durant, Grayson Allen, and, of course, Bradley Beal sitting out in tonight's
One of those
matchup.
is not like the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like you just have to Kings lose. Every team loses games like this tonight, but this can't be the night for that. Gotta find a way.
Yeah, I mean, there's also the added bonus of the fact that this is a division opponent, and this is the 5th, possible tiebreaker, or it is the tiebreaker in that series as well. And, Phoenix hasn't been healthy all year, but this is probably the most unhealthy they're going to be of any of those matchups. So, it is a little bit of you should probably take care of business.
Yeah, Devin Booker might take 50 shots tonight.
He might need to. And he's got, what did he get, 73 in the Garden or against the Celtics?
Oh, yeah.
70
was it 70 even?
It might have been 70 even. That's what it was.
Which is ridiculous.
Incredible. He's awesome. But what were your guys' thoughts on last night overall? Just the Vegas experience, and I was really
seemed like two different games in terms of atmosphere.
Well, yeah,
it definitely seemed like there was two teams from the Midwest playing in the first game, and then it felt like there was a game with the Lakers involved, and home fans being 4-hour drive away. It felt
kind of a game. Thanks, like Pelicans. I mean, why'd you waste our time with?
At least I got to watch some of the Thursday night football game. That was the only.
Then you got to switch from Prime, from YouTube TV.
What a
chore. Can't do the split screen. Well, we joked about what are they going to do as far as the crowds, and we joked about them blacking it out to make it feel like Staples Center, and also so you can see the crowd. Then I turned it on. I almost text Chris. I said, they literally did that.
Yes. There was nobody there.
No, there's no way. And it felt like it was just a bunch of people that drove to Vegas from LA. That's what it felt like.
Vegas.
And are we surprised? I mean, the Lakers doing well in a bubble type atmosphere. This is just standard operation.
That's how they're made.
Exactly.
you put championship in the title, and LeBron James is going to go for it.
He's ready.
Okay?
He is ready
to go
They
for
let
it.
us know.
All right, let's do a little Friday fun and games before you guys get started here on your show coming up. Today we're going to try, what are we doing this? I don't even know what this is called today. Name 5? I don't know. We've done a version of this before. Chris, do you have any kind of fun music? He always asks, like, I would need to know about music before, and this is a go-to. I love this. Alan, you're going to start with us. It's the Heisman Trophy weekend this weekend.
Ooh. Okay.
Can you name 5 Heisman Trophy winners?
Oh, wow.
Not on a clock. We're just going to see if you can.
Marcus Mariota.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. It's an interesting first one.
Right.
Why am I doubting that? Did he win it?
I remember him picking it up.
Okay,
for
good.
Sure.
I remember him picking it up.
I definitely
Maybe
remember
his
him.
teammate, and he was handing it to him.
Yeah. Reggie Bush.
There you go.
Right. I don't know if that still counts anymore.
Jason, you want to count that?
We'll give it to
Come
you.
on.
There you go. Here you go.
Shouldn't have.
So you have. I know there's so many people because I'm trying to like the Kyler Murrays and the Baker Mayfields. I know they were always around, right? So it's just a matter of whether they actually won it or not. Yeah, obviously. So did Johnny win it? Johnny won it.
Yeah.
Johnny won it.
Johnny
Tim
won it.
Tebow.
There you go.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think the 2 guys you just said did it.
Oh, they did win it.
How about the-
Okay, Kyler then.
Yeah.
Kyler and
Baker. There you go.
Caleb Williams.
Caleb Williams.
OJ
that's-
Simpson. A couple of USC standouts right there.
There you go. I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Okay.
Okay. Which Chris is next here? We're gonna go. We'll just go this week. Chris Verlaud. 5 must-haves with you on a long road trip.
Music.
Okay.
Charger.
Phone charger.
Phone.
Okay.
GPS.
Wasn't that included in the phone?
Depends on the year.
Sure. Depends on the year. Okay.
I would need a long road trip. Need someone else there. Need a navigator.
Okay. One more.
Snacks.
Yeah, snacks. What's snack of choice, by the way, in road trips for you guys? Anything?
I would go hot Cheetos.
Jerky.
Hot Cheetos.
Yeah, I go with jerky.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Solid.
Okay.
What jerky and Gatorade?
Well, I'm probably chips. Snack. I mean, like
Hot
snack
Cheetos
mix.
fingers.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can't drive. You're not
jerky. My jaw hurts now. We're only an hour in.
I feel like you guys should mash yours together, crumple up the hot Cheetos into the jerky.
Yeah.
We got some sort of party in the bag there. All right, Chris Watkins, 5 backup quarterbacks that have started an NFL game this year.
Tim Boyle.
Wow, that's your first one.
Yeah, it is. Zach Wilson. See if we can just do Jets. Jaron Hall, Josh Dobbs.
Wow.
And Taylor Heineke.
Taylor Heineke. There's over half the teams now have started a backup QB.
I only
this year.
listed 3 teams there.
Yeah. Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. All right, Alan, how about 5? This is your list. 5 of your favorite sports movies.
5 of my favorite sports movies. Remember the Titans.
Come on.
Mr. 3000. It's very underrated.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, Sandlot. All right.
Sure.
I'm just going around the different sports. Oh, Friday Night Lights. Okay.
Good choices.
And Richmond. Coach Carter.
Coach Carter.
A friend of ours, Jason, didn't know that Richmond and Coach Carter was the Richmond in California.
They thought it was Virginia?
That it was just a random.
Richmond, just made up Richmond place. All right, Chris Verlaud, name 5 NBA head coaches.
Pass.
You don't even want to play?
I was expecting like 5 movies that you have to see.
You got a non-sports one before, so I was giving you a sports one.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike Brown.
There's one.
Darvin Ham.
Nice, 2.
Doc Rivers.
3. Well, we'll count it.
Carl. Oh yeah. Carlisle.
Rick Carlisle.
And
don't boo as a former player. He'll get to the microphone and tell you not to. That's not who we are.
Popovich.
There you go.
I really wanted to say Steve Nash. I kind of wanted to go.
Yeah, just
failed.
Old coach
Jason Kidd.
Yeah. There you go. There's your 5. All right, Chris Watkins.
Yes.
5 items that you like to buy in bulk.
Toilet paper. Paper towels. Soap. Hand soap.
Yeah.
That is. Or bars of soap. Even.
Yeah.
Any soap. Just soap.
Just
I'm
soap.
gonna
Adding on soap.
Dish soap.
Yeah,
Laundry soap.
Big soap guy.
Yeah.
Socks for sure. Yeah, we'll say Tide Pods.
Which is soap.
Which is soap.
A different version of soap. It's
Clean guy.
Yeah.
Clean
Soap
guy.
adjacent.
Yeah.
Actually, now that you say socks, has anybody ever purchased like a one-off sock? You know,
Yeah. Like a single pair of socks.
Yeah, but it's usually it's like a
novelties.
wool, thick
Yeah.
sock. You
No,
buy-
I'm a big sock guy.
Yeah.
And
you buy
my
them separately.
Yeah. My wife. It's the whole thing. My in-laws, my grandma-in-law sends me socks all the time. I have the most unique set of socks.
Man,
What am
big
I
sock
rocking
energy
today?
from
No, just
Alan.
simple polka
Fun.
dots today. Yeah.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. Now my daughter, she's on the wave too.
Okay. Big sock energy.
Big sock.
All right, we got this one for the group. We're all struck on a desert island.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with. We already did a movie one. So you have five. You have a TV there, and it's stuck, and you have 5 shows that's all you're ever gonna get.
Oh.
So when you're stuck on this desert island, you can go first.
Me first?
Yeah.
Law and Order SVU.
Always
Shout
should
out
know
Benson.
this.
Just does all law.
Bar Rescue, shut it down. Gotta go.
So Bar
HE
Rescue,
double-
you said was the second.
Bar
one?
Rescue, HE double hockey sticks kitchen with Gordon.
Okay.
Let's see. So I have those. So now I got to go in a different direction here, because you just need
variety.
You need variety,
Yeah.
right? So I'm thinking you got to go one cartoon. So I'd go Hey Arnold. Shout out Hey Arnold.
Interesting.
Very underrated.
Wow.
And now I need a dating show, so I'll go Love Island, ain't it? I'll go Love Island.
Love Island, Chris.
I'm going Last Man on Earth.
Okay.
The Office. I am going to get. How about Breaking Bad?
Okay.
Pretty good.
2 more.
Trying to think of what other shows that I watch. It's got to be like a long real. American Dad.
Okay.
Ooh.
Very underrated show. And I am going to finish with. Is Will Forte in any other shows that I can't think of?
How are you not saying?
Oh,
the show you-
MacGruber.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
What was the show you were thinking I was going to say?
Saturday Night Live. You watch it every week for
That's a lot.
anyway.
You get a lot of content there. I would do Sopranos, South Park, SpongeBob. Let's do.
SpongeBob on an island is interesting.
Be pretty great. It'd
Yeah,
be pretty
Bikini
great.
Bottom. All right.
I'll do Last Chance U, and we'll do. Oh man, I feel like I should do something long. I don't know. How I Met Your Mother.
I'm gonna say Family Guy. I didn't say Family Guy because you need shows. That's why I went with
What are you
shows.
replacing?
No, I'm not replacing any.
He just gets 6 shows.
It's just I
snuck one on.
You guys chose series. I chose Chris and Chris similar. Chris Verlot over here is I'm a connoisseur of TV shows. I just want to. I'm on stuck on an island. I want to see a new episode every once in a while.
Yeah. I could watch Breaking Bad every single day. I don't think I'd have a problem with that.
Better Call Saul.
All you guys and all of your lists. That's it for us. Styles and Watkins coming your way next. You're on Sactown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.